It is a brand new high school football season upon us, and tonight we are at North Central High School as the Panthers of North Central get ready to play the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves. Along with Joe Polizzi, I'm John Herrick. Thank you for being with us on a beautiful Friday night in Indianapolis. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Fountain Room, voted one of America's 50 most beautiful restaurants. By the Gridiron Foundation, growth, development, purpose. Find out more at gridiron.org. By the IndyCard Exchange, make money off your collection. Find out how at IndyCardExchange.com. LD Smith Plumbing, the big dogs of plumbing and drains. LIUNA, the proud members of the Indiana Laborers District Council and affiliate local unions who build Indiana. We are LIUNA. By Raising Cane's, game days are better with Cane's. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love. Taylor's Pub and Grill, come for the game, stay for the good times. And by Shearer Brothers Realty, local real estate experts serving the neighborhoods around North Central and throughout Washington Township. Well, Joe, these are two teams that have had programs that have gone different directions. Brebeuf coming off of an 8-3 season. They've lost a lot of players from last year's team, but they've still got a program that their head coach, Mason Geske, has done a lot to be proud of.
They have had such good success the last several years, and it's no coincidence. They've got good players. They're well coached. They play hard. On North Central's side, this is a dream come true for Coach Kofer. All of his career, he's been waiting for this opportunity, and finally it's at the doorstep.
Yeah, Colin Kofer, the new head coach at North Central, the big thing on the line for them, 32 straight losses for this football program dating back to 2021, 3 straight winless seasons. But, Joe, you would not think about that being the vibe tonight because the fan base is excited. The slate has been wiped clean. You got a new head coach and a lot of returning talent.
Absolutely. There's no reason to look backwards at this point. You got an opportunity here to get things off on the right foot. They've got plenty of talent. They got plenty of speed. And you could just tell by the way they've prepared here, they're excited about this great opportunity.
We'll step aside for one pregame timeout. When we come back, starting lineups and the kickoff from North Central. You are watching high school football on the ISC Sports Network.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LIUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Your home uses water all day, every day. So when plumbing problems arise, you need them fixed fast and right. The LD Smith Plumbing crew can handle anything, from outdoor plumbing repairs to everyday water problems. Plumbing may not be pretty, but we're pretty darn good at it, and we'll always give you a fair price.
That's our dirty, stinking honest LD Smith Plumbing promise.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Call today for $50 off any plumbing repair, big or small.
Gridiron Foundation is all about development. When they first started learning about football, all the way to high school, giving them opportunities with their hard work and the ecosystem we've built.
We take them out of their neighborhoods and put them in front of Division I coaches and give them a purpose and a chance to be successful after high school.
The type of growth that I've seen in our athletes and the Gridiron Foundation has been more off the field than on the field. That was the original purpose, to make well-rounded young men in life and community. 1, 2, 3,
And as we welcome you back to North Central High School, beautiful night, 77 degrees, a cloudy sky. We should have a low around 63 tonight, but no sign of rain or anything like that in the forecast. They just completed the coin toss at midfield. North Central won the toss. They deferred, so Brebeuf is going to get the ball first as the team captains head back to their respective sidelines. And before we get started, let's look at the keys to victory for both teams today. Joe, what stands out to you there?
Well, you know, the fact that it's the first game and they have been in the weight room and they've been in their conditioning and they've been practicing and all those things lead up to this, but they've never had this opportunity where they're on their own. Coaches are all the way on the sidelines, and this is where the jitters kick in. You have to eliminate those kind of miscues, lining up off sides, jumping off sides, too many men on the field, not enough men on the field. Those miscues are the things that the really mature and powerful teams can to eliminate in order to just play some good football. Key number one, limit your mistakes and your miscues.
And we see lining back up there for Brebeuf, it is Kevon Maddox, sophomore wide receiver, and he will receive the kickoff from Caleb Foles, who is a junior kicker, 5'9", 135 pounds. He's been talking to his special teamers, looking over. Ball is on the 40-yard line to be kicked away. And he gets his right leg into it. We are underway. High school football 2025 regular season begins now. And it was a short kickoff fielded by one of the Brebeuf up men, Parker Mayers, who ends up running it back a little bit. Still some good field position. Around the 30-yard line is where the Brebeuf Braves will start their season.
Well, Parker is a guy to watch. He will carry the football. He's one of the best linebackers in the state. Just a very, very talented young man who's going to have the opportunity to play on the next level. And it's just fitting that senior year he receives that first kickoff and gets the blood pumping.
Keegan Beaucamp is the starting quarterback for Brebeuf, replacing the quarterback last year, who was the head coach Mason Geske son. And he throws it out to the right. It's caught by Maddox. And Maddox up to the 41-yard line, and that looks like it's good enough for a first down, and it is right away an 11-yard gain.
You know, if you look at the scores from last year's games, Brebeuf was putting up phenomenal offensive yards and points, and that's not by coincidence. They do a spectacular job on their offensive side by picking a defensive secondary apart. They just know what they're doing.
Beaucamp to the left side this time and has a short completion, and that is Carter Cosgrove, who comes down with that one, picks his way forward to the 47, and that's a gain of 6, second down and 4. On the tackle for North Central was Chris Benjamin. So here's a look at the defensive starters there for the Panthers. Of course, they'll rotate a lot of guys in and out, but that's been a very competitive side of the ball. Colin Kofer saying communication at all three levels will be important, and the first level of that North Central defense comes up big, and the man who gets there is Garland Davenport, taking down Parker Mayers.
Excellent play up front. North Central is a team with tons of skill and tons of speed and very, very athletic. It's going to be interesting to see how they recover and run to the football and create some turnovers. A huge second key for this night.
And they ended up losing a yard on that, so it's now 3rd down and 5 for Beaucamp and company. But Brebeuf excelled a lot in these parts of the season last year, and they're right away to your keys, Joe. An early mistake here, which looks like it's on Brebeuf. Yep, false start, back them up 5, so 3rd and 5 just became 3rd down and 10.
You know, there's an old adage that early games are lost, they're not won, and that's because of the miscues and the missed assignments and those type things that just come along with young teams, come along a little late. Those experienced, mature powerhouses, they're ready to play right off the bat.
And to Joe's point, this Brebeuf offense last year scored 46 points a game, and they allowed 44, so they could really put it up. And the pass out to Nate Johnson this time. Johnson gets a block. He's shy of the first down. Flag is down at the end of it. Nice tackle made by North Central's Ashton Bonner. And we'll see what the flag is all about. North Central seems to be confident it's going against Brebeuf. Still waiting on the ruling from the white hat.
Yeah, it was a wide-out hold.
Sometimes you go, man, the block was really good. Sometimes it was a little too good.
You know, the thing about it, when you throw those quick screens to the outside, they're so long to develop. Holding a block is difficult. So many times you actually hold the block. And not good, not good.
So it backs him up a couple more, and that makes it 3rd down and 12.
It's been a aggressive defense to this point. North Central's got some speed. They run around. Linebackers look extremely, extremely aggressive. It's going to be fun to watch them develop.
Certainly a point of emphasis for North Central head coach Colin Kofer in the offseason. Beaucamp with a pitch out left to Zion Crow, and Crow's got nowhere to go. So they tried to go with a little bit of a more conservative line there. Did not work out. Styles Burnett, one of the first guys there for North Central, along with Anton Ennis, and that brings up punting time for Brebeuf.
I think we saw a little strong point right there by North Central. They can run sideline to sideline very, very well. That option play, although it might have been a great call on the board as you draw it up, they couldn't account for the speed and athleticism on that Panther defense.
So it is Cameron Kelly on to punt it away, and before he can get the snap into his grasp, a whistle. And North Central is calling an early timeout. So no flag, but instead North Central calls timeout. Not even 3 minutes into the game as they try to get themselves situated. And there's a look at Demetrius Averett, who will be returning the punt once we come back to action. Today's game brought to you in part by LIUNA, the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build in Indiana. We are LIUNA. And we're also brought to you in part by LD Smith Plumbing. Tonight's big dog of the game is powered by LD Smith Plumbing and Drains. And plumbing and in football, the battle's won in the trenches. That's where the big dogs dig. Linemen open the holes, unclog the mess, and protect their team every single down. That's why LD Smith Plumbing and Drains highlights the big dog of the game. Stay tuned. We will award the big dog in the fourth quarter.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
It will be fun.
Finding a big dog.
Here is the snap to Kelly, and he gets it away. Shorter kick. Averett comes up, fair catches, and he got hit. He got hit right there, and right away, the Brebeuf player that hit him and immediately regrets it is Matthew Johnson. Johnson had the right idea, wanted to get down in space, and accidentally makes contact with Averett. So penalty on Brebeuf, and right away, Joe,
that's two.
The mistakes are being made so far in this game by the Braves.
Two miscues that have actually hurt the Braves more in field position than anything else at this point. Eliminate those things if you're going to have a chance to win this big game.
So there you have it. Fair catch interference on Brebeuf, and that moves the football up. Mason Geske, the head coach for, Matt Geske, the head coach for Brebeuf. His son Mason was the quarterback last year, one of the best quarterbacks in the state. And this quarterback right here, Chase Grove, a man who has a lot of confidence coming over from Cathedral. One of the quarterbacks he says he models himself after is Joe Burrow. Pretty good model to have there. And there's a handoff right away, and up the gut goes Jaden Wakefield, one of the team captains, into Brebeuf territory to the 44-yard line, bringing up second and short.
I had a chance to watch Chase quite a bit in the pregame. He is very, very talented with a very good arm, and the poise on a 10th grader that he's shown so far has been tremendous.
And they go right back to Wakefield. Wakefield's got the first down, but not much more than that. They stop the clock to set the chains. Matthew Johnson and a slew of other Brebeuf Braves were up there, but North Central has their first down of the season.
You know, Coach Kofer coming from University of Indianapolis and Indiana State as an assistant for all those years has probably been formulating this first series every year since then. So he finally has his chance to put it into play. A couple good running plays, catching the Braves on their heels, and that's been very impressive.
Grove giving it to Wakefield. He's got a hole. Wakefield, he was one tackle away from possibly going. Nate Johnson saved the touchdown for Brebeuf, but all the way out to the 25-yard line. That is a pickup of 15 and a first down.
I would say that they're catching the Braves a little bit on their heels here. Like me, they probably expected an air attack, but they're getting the ball hammered right at them. They're going to have to get down and dirty to stop this Panther offense.
North Central averaged only 60 yards rushing a game all season last year. So it's interesting to see them coming out and running the football. Now a different back this time, and that's John Averett, sophomore running back, 5'8", 175 pounds. He's able to cut his way forward to the 19-yard line, so that's a gain of 6. Man, this North Central running game really making an imprint on this.
And they are coming off the football. They're blocking things very, very efficiently, and they've got a whole stable of very athletic and very quick running backs. I'm happy to see them able to run the football as well as they are this early in the football game.
Javen Brooks, the wide receiver that goes out to the right. John Averett to the slot to the right. And First pass of the season for Chase Grove. There's a catch. It's short of the first down, though, but still an on-target throw by him that was caught by Demetrius Averett. But we got a flag down, though. This might be coming back. North Central seems to think so. Yep, it is. Illegal formation against the Panthers.
See? Again, miscues. Good call by their coaches. Getting this sophomore quarterback some positive movement. Completing a nice flat pass to start things off. Only can help build the confidence, but we're bringing it back. Yeah, these first games, nothing but miscues, and that's not a good thing.
And there's a look at Parker Mayers. One thing to mention, too, about the Brebeuf defense that Coach Geske told us this week is that Parker Mayers is probably going to end up being the all-time leading tackler in Brebeuf football history by the time he leaves the school. That goes to show you what an athletic player he has been. Second down and about 9 for Grove and company. Grove throws, pass tipped up and nearly got intercepted, and the man who knocked it down in the flat was Eli Drake, who came up and made a nice play, and then Parker Mayers was in the area. Cam Walters, too, on the coverage. Third down and 9.
Change in philosophy a little bit there by the Braves defense, coming after them a little bit, which you're going to have to do, especially down here in the red zone. But back to Parker. He's a heck of a football player.
Yeah.
He's in the kicking game. He's on offense. He's playing defense. He's just one of those old school guys that you just love to see.
There's a look at Drake, who you saw just made the play. Lining up next to Grove is Tuajon Averett again. And out of the shotgun goes Grove. Big third down play. Has time, throws. Catch made on the run, but it's not enough for a first down. Or now they're saying he dropped it. It got knocked out of his hands at the last moment, so good job there by Zion Crow, number 4 on your screen, celebrating, and with good reason, because he makes a nice play here. Yeah, just jarred it away from the intended target there, Antonio Woodson, senior wide receiver who has gone through a lot. You know, you love to see Antonio get a win. North Central, 3 straight winless seasons, trying to break the streak tonight. And here is Caleb Foles on for the field goal try. From this distance, it's about a 42-yarder. The snap is good. The kick is on its way. And unfortunately for Mr. Foles, it is well short. Not enough leg in it. So the first drive for North Central had some promise. It ends in a missed field goal, and we go back to back to Brebeuf, who has the football next.
Well, they showed some promise, the ability to run the football, some quickness. They're blocking things up front. I'm sure they'll make some adjustments here to help that passing game. But impressive on the way the Panthers were able to run that football. That's something they could go back to at any time. And it'll be impressive to see what the Braves can do. They really do a magnificent job dissecting secondaries with their passing game. As I said earlier, those point totals they were putting on last year were not flukes.
They had a couple of games where they scored more than 50 points. Beaucamp slings it, has a man open, and a lateral back to Zion Crow. So how about Crow making the play on defense before he catches a lateral? Little trickery there from Coach Geske in a first down.
The old hook and pitch, eh?
Yep.
Huh? Good to see. They just, a change of momentum. Things, both teams were kind of stumbling around. Good call, trying to get some spark into this football game, and they got a beautiful first down to account for that.
And also, you got to give a lot of credit there to Carter Cosgrove, who helped make that lateral after catching it. Beaucamp with a handoff to Crow, and Crow has nowhere to go. The 2 number 4s collide with one another. Garland Davenport, first man there, and Coach Kofer has been high on the progress of Garland Davenport all offseason.
Well, they can't right now. The Braves can't handle their speed and quickness up front. They're not overly. They do have a big fella in the middle, but they are more athletic than they are sizable, and that's been a problem for the Braves of Brebeuf.
And this time, another penalty. False start on Brebeuf. So that is their 3rd penalty already in this game for 25 yards. So backing them up to the 31.
You know, that's one of the things that you pound on in all your early season and your early camp and all your scrimmages. Eliminate the plays that make you lose. And we got to see a better job on both sides doing that.
Second down and long. Pass caught on the run. That is Edwin Watson, and Watson crosses the 40, and he is dropped at about the 41 by Kenneth Still. And Brebeuf just decides to go and hurry up here. A 10-yard gain. They needed 17. They got 10. Now Beaucamp airing it out down the middle, and it's incomplete. Looking for Edwin Watson again, but the coverage was good. The pressure up front, not bad. Fourth down, and you know, some coaches in today's age, they like to be gamblers, but I don't think you're going to see that in this situation.
Not just yet, not just yet. But that was quite a gamble there, just trying to catch him and throw deep, hoping that this is kind of an inexperienced defense, maybe catching him asleep.
Cameron Kelly on to kick this one away. And Demetrius Averett is back to receive again. Brebeuf trying not to make a special teams gaffe this time. Averett makes the catch at the 29, able to get some positive yardage out of that to the 37-yard line. And the man who comes up for Brebeuf, Nate Johnson, on the special teams coverage, helped out by Cam Walters. So a pretty good return there, a return of 7 yards. And North Central starts from their own 36. So we've had drives into 2 punts for Brebeuf and then a missed field goal for North Central. But North Central with their second crack at it here.
They had excellent field position on that first drive and came up short. Again, there was a mishap, a penalty that really disrupted that drive. We'll see what they can put together here.
There's a penalty. Well, I'm not quite sure what that was about. Now they're saying okay, now that's an awfully late flag for that, but all right, so instead of the 36, you're getting it at the 26. Compared to the last drive where they had it from their own 45. Groves, the snap to him a little bit off kilter. He has to secure it. He's got space to work with and slides down at about the 37. So that's where they were initially before the penalty. So Grove makes the smart play and gets something out of nothing there.
Very good poised play by a young quarterback. They've had him throwing from the left hash all the way to the far numbers, and that's not been effective. And he was smart enough there to hold that ball, tuck it up and run and get some positive yards.
That is a gain of 7, second down and 3.
In a game like this, positive yards on first down are so important.
Grove fakes, fires, catch made. Out there it is Averett, and Averett with some room to run. Shoved out of bounds, but Zion Crow, but he's got the first down. And North Central moving the ball on the ground and in the air.
You know, what we haven't talked about yet is just the proximity of these schools. It's just a natural rivalry, getting after each other. It's been clean, but it's hard hitting in there. It's very aggressive and a lot on the line for both these squads.
It was very well put in the North Central student newspaper that they have here. They called it their 86th Street neighbors.
No kidding.
That's because they are not that far apart. So Averett's in there again. Grove spreading him out. Grove with pressure coming. He's able to get rid of it. Catch made, but for not very much. Forward progress to the 43-yard line. And the man who makes the catch for North Central is Javen Brooks. So his first catch of his sophomore season. And brings up second down and about 7 after that short gain.
I like that call, though. When that ball's on the right hash, throw it to the right side of the field to give that young man some confidence, get some momentum. When he's throwing it all the way across the field, that is just itching for a mistake to happen.
Grove, handoff on the delay, nowhere to go, and good tackle there made by Matthew Johnson. And the ball carrier that time was Zion Murphy, a senior running back, 5'10", 190 pounds. Coach Kofer telling us he was expecting a lot of big things out of Murphy. He's like, our upperclassmen have been through a lot. but they've got a lot of leadership to still pass on to our younger guys, Murphy being one of them. And it's a 3rd down and manageable here for North Central. Can they pick this one up? Delicate moment in the game already. And Grove has a completion and a 1st down, making the catch, Edwin Watson. And Watson is spun down at the Brebeuf 45-yard line by a few guys, one of which is Eli Drake, another one of which is Parker Mayers.
Big play, excellent conversion, the right call at the right time. The Braves were bringing everybody, and to throw that quick slant to the outside was a perfect call, perfect execution, and I think you can see this young quarterback get more confidence every snap.
That's a gain of 9 and a 1st down. That's North Central's 4th 1st down of the game so far. Murphy is the running back next to Grove. Grove rolling, has a man wide open, and he's able to hit him in stride, and he takes off and runs. Mayer's able to ride him out, but Edwin Watson continuing to show some really good playmaking ability, but it looks like it might be coming back because there's a flag, and Chase Grove just saw the flag, so I think he is very much aware that this is probably bad news for his offense.
I'm trying to see, I hope it wasn't a illegal formation, which it could have been.
It is holding, and if you saw the referee there,
okay,
he mouthed it. He said 77.
Okay.
So that holding penalty is against Josiah Johnson, but Johnson's going to be a big part of the team up front. 6'6", 300 pounds. And he's, I mean, pressure and how both of these O-lines hold up to the pressure going to be a big story throughout the game, because you know both quarterbacks love to pass, so both teams are going to have to blitz to try to throw the quarterbacks off kilter.
That's a whole lot of big fella right there, that left tackle.
1st and 20. Grove with the screen, dumping it off. And Murphy makes one man miss. Back into territory, ball is loose. And even though it's in Brebeuf territory, they had a shot to recover the fumble. They could not. And good job by Jawan Waddell to just fall on that and make that play.
Again, I'm going to the call. Excellent job. Dropping in the screen at just the right time, catching him with a lot of heat off that corner. Was a perfect call at the perfect time. Bust one tackle and you're off and running. They're in good situation right here.
So that was a gain of 8. Second down and about 7 after all that. Grove. There's pressure coming. He's in trouble on the handoff, on the fake. He's got to get rid of it and does, and it is tipped up and almost intercepted. My goodness. So I don't think that was how it was designed. He tried to make something out of nothing there, nearly came up with a completion, and after all that, it's 3rd down.
Yeah, they came hard off that corner. He picked it up almost at the nick of time, but as he bounced it outside, you got to be so careful. You got to be so careful. The last thing you want to do is make a bad situation worse. I think he was trying to maybe get enough on that to throw it out of bounds, but it didn't quite happen that way.
And Brebeuf was not fooled by the play fake. 3 guys bearing down there on Grove. And now we have another critical 3rd down. See how Chase Grove, the sophomore quarterback, handles this. Brebeuf bringing some heat. Pressure picked up. He goes deep down the middle, but over the head of his intended target. The man he was looking for was Jeremiah Gillespie. And good effort there, but coverage was good. It's 4th and 7. The offense is staying on the field, and now Coach Kofert telling them, let's come back off here.
Yeah.
Let's play the field position game, because you can, the good thing here is that you can pin Brebeuf deep if you get off a good punt here.
Yeah, that was a smart move. And it was really a smart throw. If he would have really tried to nail it in there, it would have taken a big league arm, plus there was a huge chance for a turnover. Eliminate the turnovers.
Back deep for Brebeuf. Carter Cosgrove. Snap to Knowles, and Knowles does not get off a good one here. He totally shanks it, but he gets a good roll, though. And the man who goes down to down it for North Central is Curvinson Morency, a sophomore wide receiver, but good field position coming up here for Brebeuf. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Shear Brothers Realty. Curious as to how much your home is worth? The Shear Brothers team at United Real Estate will provide you with a no-cost, no-obligation market value report of your home. Be sure to give them a call now at 317-255-7285. That is Shear Brothers Realty. We get to see Brebeuf again after that punt there that was not ideal. After all of that, it ends up being about 16 yards on the punt. It would have been less than that if it didn't get the roll. Catch is made on the outside, but it's not for very much. They put him at they started at the 29, and that's at the 34, so that's a gain of 5 and a good throw by Beaucamp there. Now we have a flag down.
Yeah, that was an unnecessary hit. He was surely down.
Yeah.
And they put the hit on him. I wondered if that was going to get called. But, yeah, unfortunate.
Penalty against Schneider Pierre. You get what Pierre's going after, but in high school, once you get to that level, you are down. Once you give yourself up, you can't be touched. And we have another penalty, so boy.
Left tackle jumped over here.
To Joe's point, as he said in the pregame, miscues and limiting mistakes are going to be a big part of it. And right now, North Central and Brebeuf both having some trouble with that. Brebeuf has been called now for 4 penalties here in this first quarter.
I would say that every single drive thus far has been interrupted by or aided by penalties. Miscues.
1st and 15 after that. Running back there is Jasir King, a sophomore who also on defense plays linebacker. Again, just because we're at the 6A level here does not mean we won't be seeing guys play both ways, and that's what we are seeing so far in the first quarter with less than a minute to go in it. Beaucamp with time, floats it down the middle, got a man open. At the 30, inside there, and down at about the 26-yard line. Well done there by Edwin Watson making the catch.
Just the perfect call. Coincidence or just great scouting, but they dropped both safeties down, hit the post over the top, and that's an excellent call and a great way to maintain that momentum.
That's a gain of 30 yards, too. And now it's 1st and 10 for Brebeuf at the North Central 26. Both guys, I think, they were trying to get set up. I think they were making sure the clock was right. Got the play clock and the game clock correct. Running back in for Brebeuf is Jasir King. They've also got at the bottom of your screen Kevon Maddox. Also Carter Cosgrove out to the left. Beaucamp. Pressure in his face, gets rid of it, tipped up, and dangerous move there, but Edwin Watson again the target, 2nd down after that incompletion.
Again, Brebeuf offensive coaches are doing a super job of, they're well scouted, this North Central defense, which is tough with a new staff on your first game, but they're doing a beautiful job in picking the soft spots, which has been their trademark for the last several years.
Fitting that the Braves would have had an arrowhead formation at the bottom of your screen. And there's the carry from King, and King has nowhere to go. He is stymied by Travis Darden and a slew of other defensive linemen for the North Central Panthers. Backing it up, making it now 3rd down and long to the 28. So it's a loss of 2, and it's 3rd and 12.
That's a big dog that just came off the field, number 99, Anton Ennis. He has been a stud in there in the middle, and I hope they get him back out there.
6'3", 330 pounds. We'll be back with the second quarter in a moment on the ISC Sports Network. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Raising Cane's, where every chicken finger is hand battered and cooked to order. Every crinkle cut fry comes from grade A premium potatoes, and each thick sliced Texas toast is lightly brushed with Cane's garlic butter blend and grilled to golden brown perfection. Most importantly, where the secret recipe Cane's sauce is made in restaurant every day. The Cane's box combo, sure to hit the spot, leave you craving more. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love. It is Brebeuf football, and again, right before the snap can even be made, we have another Brebeuf Brave miscue. And that is penalty number 5 on them, which backs them up at this point to the 33-yard line. So that is now 3rd down and about 17. But if there's any offense with a spread formation and the coaching staff to pick up a down and distance like this, it is Brebeuf.
They can put it together, and they see the split safeties down the middle, and that's something they like to take advantage of.
Beaucamp faking, stepping up. Now he's in trouble. Beaucamp getting rid of it, had nowhere to go but just throwing it out of bounds. Coverage downfield was excellent. He was chased out there by Travis Darden. And it's incomplete. 4th and 17, and I think for a high school kicker from this distance, it would be about 51 yards. So you're basically in a situation where you might be too long for a field goal, but too deep to punt it. And that is exactly what Brebeuf is thinking. They leave the offense on the field. And even if you don't pick up the 4th down, but let's say you get a few yards, you're still pinning North Central back on their next drive. So let's see what the Braves can do on 4th and 17. Beaucamp across the middle, has a man catch made, and he doesn't get the 1st down though, but a good effort. Well done there on the reception by Kevon Maddox. But as soon as he caught it, the North Central defense swarmed him. Jaden Wakefield and Miguel Downey, 2 of the guys there. So good effort, but not enough for the 1st down.
And it was a good decision by the quarterback. He wanted to go deep. He wanted to go over the top of that defense, but there was just they had 3 deep safeties. It played a pure prevent defense. Good call offensively and defensively. And what was gained out of that was the Braves just pinning them down in their own shadow of the goalpost.
So 11:44 to go in the first half. North Central takes over from their own 19, their worst field position of the night. Chase Grove takes the snap, looking, has a clean pocket, buys time, and finds a man open. Down the sideline he goes. He's at midfield and could go all the way. And it is Demetrius Averett with no one in front of him. Touchdown, North Central. What a throw and what a catch and run. And the Panthers get on the board first to start their season.
Beautiful job, execution. Poised for a 10th grade quarterback. Are you kidding me? He held on to the football just the right time. He improvised and made it happen. Spotted the open man ball, his eyes down the field, and get it to your playmakers, and that's certainly what happened in that situation. Great job.
81 yards from Chase Grove to Demetrius Averett, and on comes Knowles for the point after try. That was Kamari Miskell, who you saw on your screen there, another big offensive lineman for North Central. 6 foot, 255 pounds. The hold is from Cole Kreinhagen, and Kreinhagen gets the hold down. The kick is good as well. And North Central, the team that is trying to exercise so many demons and end a 32-game losing streak, well on their way to doing that after getting that touchdown to take a 7-0 lead. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Ruth's Cafe. Start your morning at Ruth's, where the coffee's fresh, the breakfast is made with love, and everyone is greeted with a smile. For 17 years, we've been serving up breakfast, brunch, and lunch to our community. We're open daily from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., so come in, get comfortable, and feel right at home at Ruth's Cafe. We're also brought to you by Trine University. At Trine, you'll become thunderous with every goal achieved, concept realized, and project aced, personally supported by world-class faculty. Find out why Trine graduates have an over 99% employment rate and make noise in any field they choose at trine.edu. So now Brebeuf in the unlucky position of being behind as their head coach right there, Matt Geske, in his 6th year with the program, trying to shake some things off. And Joe, I think it starts with the mistakes. They got to find a way to just limit those.
Exactly. They are shooting themselves in the foot. I think they're a good football team. They're not playing the way they want right now. We'll see better football out of them, but it is so rare for a play to be executed the way it's drawn up.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a quarterback that can improvise when things break down like that and make the big play, that is such a great feeling for that offensive staff to know you can get a quick and easy one just on pure athleticism.
Caleb Foles kicking it off, and it's fielded on the other side of the field by Kevon Maddox. Maddox with a nice return. He is shoved out of bounds by North Central's Princeton Gene, but still a pretty good kick by Knowles and a decent return for Maddox, and that puts Brebeuf at their own 26-yard line.
When you talk about the physical football teams in the state, these two are not mentioned normally, but they are popping tonight. This is a highly charged, energetic game between rivals that want to get that first W on the board.
That last scoring drive, by the way, one play, 81 yards, 15
big
seconds.
dog.
And he's hit. The ball is out. Or it's incomplete. Okay. So it was incomplete from Beaucamp, but there's that pressure up front by North Central.
That's
Anton Ennis.
That's our big dog. Came off the injury, busted through with good pressure, got his hands up and batted it down. That's interesting to watch him play.
Joe, if he keeps this up, he might get some post-game accolades,
I'm
right?
telling you. I'm telling you. He certainly fits the name.
Yeah.
He's a big dog.
2nd and 10. See how Beaucamp shakes that off. He slings it, has a completion across the 30. And there's Maddox with another catch, and he is hog-tied down by Jared Harrison, a sophomore defensive back. And that makes it 3rd down, and they're saying the 31, so it's 3rd and 5.
Well, that was the biggest question for me coming into this game was how physical was North Central's defense going to be? And you see they're flying around making plays. They are well coached, and you can tell that Coach Kofer has put some energy into that defense.
Well, and all the experience he had at college before coming here. UIndy, St. Joseph's, Ball State, Indiana State. Well-traveled football mind. He's hit as he throws, almost caught it. Man, what a layout play there by Brebeuf's Parker Mayers, who does so much on both sides of the ball, trying to catch that throw from Beaucamp, who took a lick at the end of that play, but it's 3 and out for Brebeuf.
Interesting, huh? He was inches from getting a sack and strip and all those things and ends up pushing it up deep. Interesting play. Very good football play. I'm liking number 11.
Demetrius
Parker
Averett
can play.
Yeah, he really can. Demetrius Averett already in the end zone once. Getting the punt from Cameron Kelly, but I don't think he'll have a chance at it. Well, bounces right to him. Flag is down. He's across midfield and pushed out at about the 44-yard line. The man who shoves him out is Cam Walters, but we got to see what the flag is all about. This might be in the area of Brebeuf being maybe called for holding as they tried to do all they could to protect Cameron Kelly.
I'm not sure they were set before that punt. And I'm also not sure that he waved for a fair catch. Did he wave for a fair catch?
I don't think he did,
okay.
because I think it bounced in front of him, and then he waited, and then he had an opportunity to pick it up. So
figure it out, guys.
that's exactly what they're trying to do. First game of the season for everybody. Couldn't have asked for a better night for it. 77 degrees. It's cloudy, but it doesn't feel overcast or gloomy. It's been really nice.
It's a gorgeous night. Nice crowd. Spirited crowd.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about.
Both fan bases have brought quite a following. You knew North Central was going to pack the house. They want to start this season on the right foot. And now they're saying they're picking the flag up. Okay, so after all of that, they decide that.
How about the other one? Are we picking them both up? Offset.
Okay, so it looks like, well, they picked up the first one. The second one, it looked like they said was on North Central. Now that might be, I think that is illegal touching, because I do think in that instance he might have, what they're saying is he called for fair catch and then picked it up after it bounced to him. So after sorting through all of that, and there's just so much that happens on special teams plays that the average person probably doesn't know about, right? So
true, but the great teams are extremely efficient in the kicking game.
North Central gets the ball from their own 39 with 10:20 to go here in the second quarter, and playing with something they didn't have a whole lot of last year, and that is a lead. Trying to end a 32-game losing streak. And Grove had the right idea, but I don't think the communication was there. He's trying to get it to Javen Brooks, threw it wide of him.
Brooks was out there trying to block. I think there was just a huge miscommunication there. You hate to see that. Again, that's a miscue that does nothing but stalls drives. We'll see how they can bounce back.
That's Bentley Jones, who you're looking at there. Plays wide receiver on offense, defensive back. Grove with the handoff. Murphy able to pick his way forward for a little bit, shoved down by Matthew Johnson and a slew of other Brebeuf Braves, one of which was Nate Johnson. And they give him the 43, so that's a gain of 4, 3rd down and 6. And one thing you don't want to do when you're the offense that just is benefiting from your defense securing a 3 and out, you don't want to go 3 and out on top of it.
No, sir.
So North Central's trying to avoid that here.
No, sir.
Chase Grove rolling. Blocking is good. He's got time. He fires it downfield, and the catch is made. He's able to get it down in bounds. It's Averett. Are they saying no? Now they say no. Looked like he did have it. Averett can't believe it. What an athletic play, though, just to get his hands on it. Grove comes over and says, hey, love the effort.
Yeah,
wow.
Dropped it on the way down. It was a good effort and a nice job by their offense by getting him out of that pocket and letting him run around and change the trajectory of that pass rush.
And on comes Caleb Foles again. Great coverage by Nate Johnson, by the way, to come back and have to deal with a tough receiver like Averett, who we've already seen how explosive he can be. 81-yard touchdown earlier in the game, and now Brebeuf is calling their first timeout of the half, so both teams have used one. Don't forget that for the first time in 9 years, Indy's small college powerhouses will clash in football as Marion hosts UIndy. The game kicks off the football season this Thursday night, August 28th, and we would love to see you at St. Vincent Field. Tickets are on sale now for that game and the rest of the night's home schedule. Just log on to munites.com.
Well, that is going to be a fun night.
Yes.
That game is going to be a lot of fun. I think the last time they played, there was maybe 12 to 15,000 people. Just your everyday average football fan in this area, get off and go see that game. Get off the couch. Go watch two very top small college programs.
Carter Cosgrove is back to receive this punt from Foles. Foles had a 16-yard punt earlier, so he'd love to try to get a better one here. Well, it's a little bit better, but not as long as he'd like it to be, and it bounces back. North Central does a good job on their special teams of getting over there as quickly as they could. First man there to grab the football was Andrew Veach, a sophomore linebacker. He was also helped out there by Schneider Pierre. But Brebeuf gets it with good field position starting from their own 35.
I get the feeling that they really haven't found what they want to do yet to attack this defense. Kind of scrambling around. They've got some things they could go to. Here they go with no backs. Certainly going to put this up.
See what they let Keegan Beaucamp do. Pressure comes on. Catch made by Johnson. Johnson wheels to the outside, has a first down and much more. Finally shoved out by Avier Walker and Chris Benjamin. But maybe that gives life to the Brebeuf offense.
Sure does. That's something you can do. That's pretty much just a running play to the outside. They pitch it out there, get some good perimeter blocks, and off to the races. Good physical receiver with his hands on that football.
That's Brebeuf's first down in the second quarter. But their drives have ended in punt, a turnover on downs, and then a punt earlier. Trying to come up with a different outcome this time, and the hard count from Keegan Beaucamp might have done the trick here. But did he do the trick on his own offense or on the defense? Well,
Yes,
it's
he
on
did.
the offense.
Big fella, jumped offside.
Well, it looks like he was drawn off because they're calling this on, Christian
74.
Oakley. And Oakley's good. He's 6'4", 340, but he's got to deal with Anton Ennis up front and some other big guys that are causing some problems.
Oakley is another good candidate. Watch him move his feet as a big, strong, young left tackle. He's got some talent.
That backs him up to the 42. So it's 1st and 15 yet again here. Just over 9 minutes left until halftime. Beaucamp with pressure coming, able to sling it out to Zion Crow. Crow cannot get to the outside, though. The North Central defense, what pursuit. Chris Benjamin on there for the tackle, second down.
That has been to me, the highlight of this game so far, besides the way the young quarterback is playing, is just the aggressiveness and the coordination of that defense. They're doing a perfect job of cupping that ball, keeping it inside, and having some great speed and athletes running to that football.
Only got, I think they're saying he didn't get anything out of that.
No.
So 2nd and 15. Beaucamp. And that one wide of the mark. That time it looked like he had good time to throw it. Tried to get it to Bentley Jones, senior wide receiver, but out of his reach. 3rd and 15. It's not just the penalties too, Joe. It's what happens after them. It's like you get the 5-yard penalty. Now it's almost like they're still kind of reeling from it.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, it changes the way you call plays. It changes the way you approach plays. To me, he had a little too much time to think on that one. It was wide open and nobody was pressuring him, and he just mistargeted it.
3rd and 15. And what do we have here? Timeout. Brebeuf. So Brebeuf has had to call 2 timeouts in a relatively quick span of each other. So now they got to come to the sideline and figure things out. They've only got 1 timeout left in this half with still 8:21 to play in it. Don't forget that the IndyCard Exchange will make you a competitive offer on vintage and modern sports cards and Pokemon cards as well. And the IndyCard Exchange now offers in-person grading services at their 96th Street location just west of I-69. Plus, you can sign your kids up for the free IndyCard Exchange Kids Club if they are 13 or younger. Find out more when you log on to IndyCardExchange.com. There's a look at the Brebeuf fans, the students section that have come out, and then there's the North Central students section. They have been just really gearing up for this all week. Coach Colin Kofer, nice enough to talk to you and I this week, Joe, about just the momentum has been there, the school spirit has been there. Everybody's just trying to focus on the future and erasing the difficulties of the past, and they have really come to play in this first half.
They sure have, and this whole school and this whole area is so ready to win in football. Feisty crowd, I'll say.
Beaucamp with a low snap, screen pass, Crow trying to maintain his balance, able to do that, got close to the first down. Now they didn't quite get it, but did they get close enough to make you think about going for it on 4th down? That's the question. And one of the guys on the tackle there, Colton Abitar Connor, and forget about everything I just said because that's a holding penalty. So what would have been 4th and short is now back them up. 7 penalties on Brebeuf in this first half.
It's uncharacteristic. Normally it's a very disciplined, well-oiled offense for sure, and they have just continually stubbed their toe, and those are drive busters. That was a beautiful individual effort.
Yeah.
Getting them into a 4th in a tempting situation.
Instead, now you have the total opposite, backing you up to your own 37-yard line.
Yeah, now the whole thing is just don't turn it over, punt it, and play some defense.
So instead of what would have been like 4th and about 2, it's 3rd and 19. Now, how do you play this? Hard to have a lot of plays in the playbook for this opportunity. Keegan Beaucamp, they opt to just keep it on the ground and nothing much. Just absolute domination. Jasir King had nowhere to go. Anton Ennis there yet again, helped out by Colton Abitar Connor, and more of their friends in on the play as well. So there's Ennis again. So hard to block that. I mean, that isn't.
Yeah, it is, and it's been a while since I've seen a North Central defense flock and run to the football like they are now. Now that's a defense that can compete in this conference.
Cameron Kelly to kick it away. Short punt. Averett decides not to touch it. Bounces, and it hits off one of the Brebeuf players. It went off the foot of Luke Lautenbach. Lautenbach, though, able to tell his teammates, hey, let it roll. And it does to the 34-yard line. So the only time we haven't had a drive end and a punt was we had a Caleb Foles missing a field goal, a turnover on downs, and then Demetrius Averett with the big play of the game so far, 81-yard touchdown pass from Chase Grove. However, this may shock you, we have a penalty. We have had plenty of them in this first half.
Yeah. That's enough, okay? That's enough.
That's the coach in you talking, right?
You made your point. Let these guys play.
Along with Joe Polizzi, I'm John Herrick. Great to be with you for the opening game of the season. At halftime, we've got a special guest joining us.
They're getting ready to walk off a big 15er. Look at this.
If it is.
Look at this. All right, now.
What was that about? Man.
Give us, he's an extra 10. Where you going, bruh? Where you going? Regardless, here's where you go for the throat. Mm-hmm. Here's where you send them deep and let our young man hit the post. All right.
Well, it was.
We don't even have the ball.
No, it looks like it's on. Yeah, it was on North Central apparently. Well, or it was on. No, it was on Brebeuf. I don't know. That was a very strange. And after all that, it's a 4th down completion. But we got to wait and see because there's a flag down at the line. Beaucamp seems confident it's not on his team, but it looks like it might be. If it is, it's a first. If it's not against them, it's a first down.
Well, first of all, they let that defense run off the field and they snapped the ball before there was any opportunity to get set.
Yeah.
That was poorly managed. Stripes.
I don't know.
Poorly managed.
I don't know if they even let all 11 guys get on the field. It was so confusing as to who the penalty was on.
Yeah, there was no. Maybe they had better communication down there, but that was a defense that was certainly not ready to play defense.
Okay, so now we have holding penalties on both teams. Holding penalties on both teams. So those offset.
Well, we talked about miscues from the teams.
Yeah.
We're seeing some miscues from the management.
Yep. It's their first game, too. 4th down and 6.
All right. Both teams can have a chance to get set and run a play and play some football here.
Well, at least that way, it feels, at least on this play, we have both sets of 11 players on the field. It didn't look like we had that before.
No, not with a firm idea of what was going on.
All right. Can Brebeuf come up with a big 4th down conversion? Beaucamp in trouble, hit, and down he goes. That North Central defensive pursuit up front continues, and this time leading the charge for the sack, Colton Abitar Connor, junior linebacker, and Beaucamp might be hurt. He is looking like he is in some pain as his helmet comes off as he heads to the sideline. That would be a tough loss for Brebeuf in the first game of the season, so we'll monitor his progress as Keegan Beaucamp heads over to the sideline. And now, after all of that, North Central takes over in fantastic field position at the Brebeuf 43-yard line.
Well, I don't want to overlook that defensive play. Good steady pressure up front made the QB pat the ball about 3 times with great coverage behind him.
Grove.
Throw that post. Throw it.
Now he gets sacked. Big thing there when you get sacked is you got to hold on to the ball.
Yeah.
But the man who gets him this time, Joshua Rogers, who plays on both the offensive and defensive line, came from Heritage Christian before playing for Brebeuf, and he was all over that play, backing him up to the 45, and that's a loss of 2. 2nd down and 12.
Big drive here for both offense and defense. If you're the Panthers, we want at least 3. And a momentum change is what you're asking for from the Braves. Bringing a safety.
Screen pass to
Nice.
Averett. Averett able to, well, he tried to stay on his feet, but he was tackled there at about the 43, the original line of scrimmage. But Averett has demonstrated that he is able to get up and make people miss.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that at any time he could pop it.
A great pursuit there by Cam Walters. The junior linebacker just flew up, fought off his block, and was able to tackle him. So instead of it being a long gain, it's only a gain of a couple. But it is still 3rd down and long for North Central.
That was an exceptional play by Cam.
And if he doesn't make that play, who knows how long Averett's running.
There you go. There you go. Nope.
Well, it's a good thing he got it toward the sideline because he's trying to get it to Juwan Waddell, but Waddell was not open. Zion Crow with really good coverage in the Brebeuf secondary, and it's 4th down and a mile. So now Grove looks to be favoring his hip a little bit.
Yeah, he's taken some hits. He had a thought of throwing the post early, and it might not have been a bad decision, but he waited a little bit and had to throw that out route, which was smart, because this is the last thing you want to do here is to turn the ball over and give them any bit of a head start.
Knowles on to punt this one away. He got more distance on this one.
Get there.
And what a job there by the North Central special teamers. They get to down it at the 3-yard line. That is a 40-yard punt with no return. That's exactly what North Central needed. And let's see what Brebeuf does, or even if Keegan Beaucamp is healthy enough to continue.
He's out, but he is gingerly coming out. See how he's favoring that left ankle.
There's the Brebeuf sideline looking awfully nervous.
Come after him.
Got to go 97 yards for a touchdown. Beaucamp trying to shake off the sack. Yeah, his ankle looks like it's taped, but he is really looking like he's in some pain.
He's gingerly.
They go with the
brother.
running
let him out.
play, and that's actually a big play there by Parker Mayers. He makes his first carry of the night really count because he's able to hustle out to the 10-yard line for a gain of 7. There's Garland Davenport there, number 4 on your screen, to make the North Central stop.
Yeah, you can see why he is. I see that he committed to Dartmouth, but he had Division I offers from all the MAC schools and the service academies, so he must be a great student, along with being that kind of a 60-minute football player.
Second. Second down and about 3. After that run by Mayers to get him out of that trouble. And the handoff this time goes to Crow, and Crow finds a seam. Crow still going and finally pushed down by a pair of Panthers, one of which was Jaden Wakefield, the other Avier Walker. But they got it out to about the 20, looks like they call it the 25-yard line. That is a pickup of 15 and a first down.
We have an injured Panther, and that was the first time that they actually lost coordination on that defense. It got outside the defense, got outflanked, and the big play resulted. But that's the first time that's happened where they have been out of position.
It's a good job by Wakefield to get over there. So, and it looks like, too, that Keegan Beaucamp accidentally stepped on one of his own players when he was sacked. Yeah, so it's at the end when he stands up. He loses his helmet. Oh, yeah, so he accidentally steps on one of his linemen and then rolls his ankle. So it wasn't necessarily the sack that hurt him. It was what happened when he stood up. All right, 1st and 10. Brebeuf tries to build off this momentum. Caught. Nice seam to the outside. Kevin Maddox continues to go. Kevon Maddox has shown his playmaking ability out to the 46-yard line for a pickup of 21 yards.
That's that explosive Brebeuf attack. They know how to hit you.
Timeout situation clearly of big importance here, since both teams only have one remaining, and Beaucamp is still trying to play with that foot problem. Beaucamp decides to sling it again. Low throw, and it almost would have been, are they saying it's incomplete? It's probably a good thing for Watson that was ruled incomplete. Otherwise, he would have lost yardage.
Yeah, they sniffed that one out. Maybe went to the well one too many times. I'm sure they have a show that and go deep off of it, which will probably be coming here sooner or later.
2nd and 10. Brebeuf trying to do whatever they can to slow down the North Central rush, which has been an issue. Beaucamp decides.
There we go. There we go.
Wide receiver pass down the field. Tipped up and knocked away. So they try some trickery, have Carter Cosgrove throw the football, and Cosgrove throws it down the field, but it does not work. Boy, it looked like North Central was totally ready for that one.
Yeah, it was pretty easy to spot. He probably pulled up a little bit too soon and threw it a little bit too soft, but that's enough to make you think. So you got to stay home in the secondary. Purpose play, huge 3rd down right here.
Wakefield was there. 3rd down and 10. 6th play of the drive coming up. Beaucamp fires, tipped up and knocked away. But this might be a flag on North Central. Jaden Wakefield got there to knock the ball down, but I think he might have gotten his hand on the receiver as Beaucamp just continues to labor his way through that. Wakefield not a happy man.
What did he do? Have his hand on his back?
Looked like it did, yep. And it
was pretty well timed.
Yep. I think it was just at the end of the play here. Yeah. Just enough.
He had it on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, keep the drive alive by a miscue.
Ends up being a big penalty after all that. Fresh set of downs for Brebeuf. Not much room to work with there, though, for Jasir King, thanks to the efforts of Garland Davenport. It's his 3rd tackle of the night. What a night he's having. Again, he's senior linebacker. He's been a part of a lot of tough games over these last 3 years. He wants to find a way to win a varsity game. Team leading 7-0. Brebeuf threatening though. Beaucamp. Throw a little bit low and off target, incomplete as he tried to get it to Carter. Looks like, oh, that was to
18.
Yep, Kevon Maddox. And Maddox, because he lost his helmet, has got to come off the field. And that's a tough break for them because they would love to have his playmaking ability. Just look at the way Beaucamp is walking on that. He has got to be in a lot of pain right now.
I'm also loving the way these Brebeuf coaches are attacking this defense. They're doing a nice job. They're throwing the whole playbook at them.
Beaucamp, pressure comes, throw is made, catch is made by Watson, but he's got nowhere to go. Absolutely nowhere. And the man who read it first was Kenneth Still, junior linebacker, 5'10", 180. But he just made a big-time play, and North Central calls their final timeout of the first half.
Well, Coach Kofer was a defensive back in his college days, and he was an exceptional defensive back. And you can tell they have put emphasis on improving the secondary play of the Panthers. They're playing well. I've not seen this type of attack from this defense in quite a while.
The Indy Thunder are Indiana's premier beat baseball organization, which gives blind and visually impaired athletes a chance to compete at the national and international level. The Thunder are 6-time World Series champs, including a perfect 26-0 season in 2025. They're looking for sponsors, volunteers, and even players for their 25th season in 2026. Be sure to contact Darnell Booker at 317-370-7231. And you can watch the Thunder anytime by logging on to iscsportsnetwork.com. All right, Michael Logan from the Paul Logan Foundation will be our halftime guest. 4th and 13. There's North Central students down there chanting, "Block that punt."
He's got to get some help. He's leading the cheers and nobody's following.
Cameron Kelly takes a low snap that bounces to him, able to get it away. Averett lets it bounce once, twice, and now North Central's going to have rough field position, as Luke Lautenbach is the one who gets down there to down it, but that was nearly disaster for Brebeuf. It almost got blocked, but a heck of a job by Kelly to get it out of there. And North Central gets to start from the 7-yard line. "35-yard punt, no return." I mean, who would have thought that Brebeuf would be in a situation after scoring more than 40 points a game last season. Near the end of the first half of the first game of the season, they are held scoreless.
Yeah, I'm wondering when the last time that may have happened. That is extremely rare.
And the snap goes to Grove, and he takes a knee. Let's see here.
I think they jumped. I think the defense jumped, and that was
wow,
a smart move.
Yeah, and that was, boy, they jump and make that mistake when North Central looks like they might just be compelled to want to run the clock out here, but you make that mistake, you could go from the 7 to the 12 now, and it's 1st and 5. But now how does North Central want to play it? Again, they do have one timeout. This is a long way to go, 88 yards. Here's the snap, the fake, the fire. Catch made by Averett. Down he goes. And it was Kevon Maddox, who's playing both wide receiver on offense, defensive back on defense, able to hit him. But he's able to get to the 17.
And the Braves are bringing the house down here. A lot of pressure just to keep yourself out of the turnover.
2nd and short.
Face mask.
And Zion Murphy looked like he might have a play at it, but he ran out of room, stumbled and fell, and Eli Drake finished him off. So now it's 3rd down. Again, you still have a lot of time left. Brebeuf does have a timeout if they want to use it to stop the clock. They are not going to do that. North Central spreading the formation here. They got time on the play clock, but Grove takes the snap and he fires. Might have a guy. Yes, he does. It's caught. First down. Nate Johnson finally brings him down, but it was a heck of a catch by Antonio Woodson. Woodson had been trying to break free all first half and catch one. He does here.
Not to mention how perfectly laid it is. Perfect throw, right in stride, just where you needed it to be. Gutsy call to begin with, but worthwhile.
That is a 40-yard pass from Chase Grove to Antonio Woodson. Murphy, the running back. Still a lot of time left in the first half, and North Central's got a timeout to use if they want. Grove down the field's got a man open. It is caught. Touchdown, Panthers. Javen Brooks. First it was the senior wide receiver with a big catch. This time it's the sophomore wide receiver getting it done. And North Central has a 2-score lead.
There's some laundry out there.
But it might be coming back. Everybody looks like they're moving back. Ineligible man downfield on North Central. Wow. So wipe the touchdown off the board. I count now 14 combined penalties in this first half.
Yeah.
8 on Brebeuf, 6 on North Central. There's head coach Colin Kofer going, wait, where was it? They're trying to get the right line out there. He hurries out Curran Willoughby, who is a 6'4", 245-pound lineman, and they bring out Kamari Miskell. I think Miskell might have been the guy downfield. So after all that, you go back to the 48-yard line. And it's first down and 15. Grove in trouble, dumps it off on the screen to Tuajon Everett. And Everett still going and able to recover some of that lost yardage from the penalty, but still a lot of room to move. Eli Drake on the tackle, second down. That was a gain of 11 yards. Now time becoming a factor, less than a minute to play. Here is the snap. Grove stepping up. He fires. The catch is made this time by Tuajon Everett. Decked immediately by Carter Cosgrove. They do get the benefit of having the first down, which stops the clock until they're able to set the chains from the 28. And that's a gain of 9. And North Central is calling their final timeout of the first half. Again, stick around. Michael Logan will be with us at halftime to talk about the Paul Logan Foundation and everything they've got planned here for North Central this upcoming year. But big momentum swing there, Joe. You think you have a touchdown. It's wiped off the board. Now you got to recompose yourself. What are both teams saying to each other in their respective huddles right now?
First of all, I want to say how nice a job the offensive staff, who's calling the offense for the Panthers, got them back in it. Rather than letting that play break their hearts, they came back with a screen. They came back with a nice toss right there, a nice job running the football and run after the catch to enable to maintain that momentum. But right now they're saying, let's get one more completion and get a shot at a field goal.
They did put a couple seconds back on the clock. There's 41 seconds left. North Central is now out of timeouts for the half. Brebeuf has 1 remaining. Panthers are bringing out Jawan Waddell. They've also got Demetrius Averett, who caught the 81-yard touchdown pass earlier. He's in the slot to the left. Grove takes the snap. He's got a lane. He uses that lane and gets slung down at the 21-yard line for a gain of 7. But we might. Is there laundry on the field, or did somebody use a timeout? I'm not seeing a flag, but Grove took a big hit, and because his head hit the ground, he's got to come out. They're having him come off the field. And North Central has to make a quick change at quarterback, and that's exactly what they do. Cole Kreinhagen who had to compete with Grove for the starting job. He takes the snap, and Kreinhagen fires down the field, incomplete. Now the question is, flag down by the way, did they buy enough time for Grove to come back out on the field, or is he being evaluated?
I think he's being evaluated. He looked a little woozy to me, and he got dumped right on top of the head.
Yeah.
But I like the aggressiveness there.
Matthew
Kreinhagen
Johnson
in there and let him throw it deep.
Matthew Johnson made that tackle there on Grove. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Grove looked a little bit out of it.
Yeah, he took a hit, and that was, I mean, he got dumped right on top of the head.
So now Kreinhagen is going to have to work through the offense for the rest of the way. Or now, wait, they got Grove. Okay. Chase Grove is back in there, so appears to be okay. Clock is running.
Better hurry, boys.
Looks like it might be the final play of the half. Grove to the end zone. Got a man wide open. Touchdown! Touchdown North Central. Antonio Woodson. What a play to end the half for the Panthers. A 29-yard touchdown pass from Chase Grove to Antonio Woodson. I think somebody fell asleep there in the secondary, Joe.
It was a complete coverage bust. They had a corner rolled up, playing the flat, and no safety deep. Good job picking it up, and those are deathly.
Cole Kreinhagen with the hold, the kick by Knowles, and he drills it. North Central 14, Brebeuf nothing. North Central looking for their first win in 3 seasons, and they just had a first half to remember, especially on the defensive end. Our halftime show comes up when we come back next on the ISC Sports Network.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on, savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Well, what a half so far for the North Central Panthers. 32 straight losses for the football program over the last 3 years. They've got the chance to break the streak of that, and they are off to a great start, leading the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves 14-0 on the ISC Sports Network. I'm John Herrick. It's great to be with you. Our halftime show brought to you by Taylor's Pub. Taylor's Pub and Grill at Greenbrier and Nora is your neighborhood pub where the drinks are cold, the crowd's electric, and the welcome is always warm. We've been serving Indy's North Side for over 30 years. Come for the game, stay for the good times at both 86 and Ditch and 86 and Westfield, right next to North Central High School. Joining us now, Michael Logan on behalf of North Central Athletics and the Paul Logan Foundation. Michael, it's great to have you with us, man.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
First of all, the Logan name, so important here. Your dad, Paul, it's hard to believe he's been gone for about 5 years, but man, his legacy is one that's going to live on forever.
No, it's surreal to think it's been 5 years to this day. I mean, every day when we come into this campus, we see his name on the field house, and we're honestly blessed to be a part of such a great township and community. And born and raised here, and it's awesome to see. And then this Friday night, he loved his Friday nights. It's his favorite thing about it.
Well, he's got to be loving this. It's no secret. It's been a struggle for North Central the last 3 years. What did you make of what was a really exciting first half?
I thought it was a great half. I think the atmosphere with this team and the rebuild that Colin Kofer's doing, Coach Kofer, I think it's awesome. I mean, the team camaraderie, the guys coming together and playing hard, and that's something we've lacked here for the past few years, and it's night and day seeing it. And these kids, especially those seniors, they deserve this, and just come out this first half, first game of the year, and really hit it hard.
The Paul Logan Foundation. A lot of people around here probably know what it is, but for those who don't, tell us a little bit about the Paul Logan Foundation.
So the Paul Logan Foundation was started after my dad's passing to help just give back, keep his name alive. Our goal is to serve the Washington Township community, especially in athletics, and help drive that for kids who can't afford practice packs to just sports teams in need. I mean, we're there to help them. And at the end of the day, I mean, now these kids, obviously my brother's coaching, I'm in the buildings, so is my mom. They don't know who my dad was, and this gives us an opportunity to really share his legacy, share what he meant to Washington Township, and really just drive that home.
Michael Logan joining us here at halftime, and there's no secret too. We've seen a lot of orange barrels up. There's been a lot of construction going on, but we are seeing the fruits of the labor really coming through here because this campus really rounded into form.
Absolutely. I think we have one of the best campuses in the state. And just to see where it started, and people think it's nuts when you be like, yeah, this wasn't there, and now all of a sudden new buildings just popping up. And we always joke, we don't even know what phase we're on anymore in construction, maybe phase 3 or 4. But it's coming along great, and these student athletes and these students here at North Central really deserve it.
You guys still doing the Paul Logan Memorial Tournament in December? Don't you guys usually do that basketball tournament then?
We do. We have a full slate here in December. I believe it's like December 27th, 28th. I could be wrong on the dates. But, yeah, the Paul Logan Invitational is still going on. Looking to be better than ever this year and really come out and see some good games over the holiday break.
Michael Logan, our guest, son of the late Paul Logan, putting on the Paul Logan Foundation, a household name here at North Central. What would you say, Michael, are some of the things that people have said to you about Paul over the last 5 years to, I guess, provide you with motivation and help keep his memory alive?
No, for sure. I think the biggest thing my dad's impact was the way he treated people and always being there for everyone no matter what. And I always joked, and my mom always said it, is we had thousands of brothers and sisters because he would stop what he's doing with his own family to go help someone else. And I think that's kind of really cemented into me and my family as a whole, just, hey, what can we do to give others?
I'm going to ask Joe this question a little bit later in the halftime show, but I'll ask you, since you are invested in this outcome of this football game, what do you think is key for a North Central victory if they're going to come away and finish this off?
I think stay the course. I really think we got to get back to running the ball, keeping the ball on the ground. First drive, we hit it hard. We're making some plays downfield. I mean, at the end of the day, we got to get our athletes the ball in space, and I think that's when we're really successful. But overall, I think it's stay the course, stay together here, and I think we'll be okay if we do those things.
All right, Michael Logan on behalf of North Central Athletics and the Paul Logan Foundation. Michael, thank you, and Paul Strong, right?
Absolutely, Paul Strong. I appreciate you having me.
When we come back, we'll take a look at the first half highlights, stats, and more on the ISC Sports Network.
At Trine University, we are thunderous. But how do we get that way? One rumble at a time. Every challenge faced, every insight earned, every setback surmounted puts you on the path to exceed all expectations, yours included. It's why Trine graduates have an over 99% employment rate and make noise in whatever field we choose. What kind of noise, you ask? Here's a hint. Hear more at trine.edu.
Gridiron Foundation is all about development. When they first start learning about football, all the way to high school, giving them opportunities with their hard work and the ecosystem we've built.
We take them out of their neighborhoods and put them in front of Division I coaches and give them a purpose and a chance to be successful after high school.
The type of growth that I've seen in our athletes and Gridiron Foundation has been more off the field than on the field. That was the original purpose, to make well-rounded young men in life and community.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Well, it's certainly something they talked about all throughout the offseason, a new era of football for North Central with the new head coach, Colin Kofer. UIndy graduate, spent some time coaching at Ball State, at St. Joseph University, also at Indiana State. His college background brought it to North Central. Always said throughout the week to Joe and I, he was going to elevate the program. We were going to find a way to move things forward, make sure that we hold ourselves to a high standard. They have certainly done that on their way to a 14-0 lead. North Central won the toss. They deferred, so Brebeuf got the ball first. That means that North Central is going to get the ball to begin the third quarter. Brebeuf goes on their opening drive. They go 3 and out. North Central had the ball. They drove down the field, and then Caleb Fowles missed a 42-yard field goal try. Brebeuf had the ball again. They went 3 and out. North Central had a good drive going. They went 9 plays, but stalled at the Brebeuf 47, then had to punt. Then after Brebeuf turned it over on downs, that's when North Central opened things up to begin the second quarter. An 81-yard touchdown pass from Chase Grove to Demetrius Averett, and that made it 6-0 North Central. Then they got the extra point to make it 7-0. Brebeuf goes 3 and out, then North Central goes 3 and out, and Brebeuf was able to get it down after that on a 5-play drive into North Central territory, but they turned it over on downs. North Central 3 and out on their next drive. Brebeuf, with their longest drive of the night, they went 7 plays, got it into North Central territory after starting from their own 3, but then they had to punt it away. And then North Central goes 2 minutes, 20 seconds off the clock, 6 plays, and they get a 29-yard touchdown pass from Chase Grove to Antonio Woodson, and that makes it 13-0. They would get the extra point after that to make it 14-0, and the North Central Panthers, 32 losses in a row for this program. They have not won a football game since October 8th of 2021, and that was when they beat Pike 18-14. But they've been saying it all offseason. This is a new team, a new season, a new head coach, and Colin Kofer, who I know, Joe, you're awfully familiar with, and Colin's really put his imprint on this game.
He sure has. You knew they were going to come out with electricity. Just the way the pregame went and the crowd was, you just felt like they had some new found surge of energy, which has been very impressive. So the atmosphere helped, but the way they're playing defense, they are getting after it. Other than just one play, it's been perfectly coordinated. They kept the ball inside the defense and in front of the defense, and they're running to it with reckless abandon. To me, that's the key of the game. The way they have made the Braves unable to really establish anything because of their playing aggressive, fast defense.
What does Brebeuf have to do if they're going to try to get back in this thing?
Well, first of all, they've got to eliminate the mistakes. They've got how many penalties? And
8.
Every time they get something going, they penalize themselves, which is completely uncharacteristic. I think they've got to see if their quarterbacks can be healthy enough to put together some good offense. And then they have to get a feel of what, I'm sure they're figuring it out right now, but they have to get a feel of what can we do against this defense to slow them down.
I'm glad you brought that up, Joe, because that is an interesting point. We had both quarterbacks in the first half have a little bit of an injury problem. I wouldn't say an injury necessarily, but got dinged up and had to come off the field. Keegan Beaucamp, the quarterback for Brebeuf, stepped on his own offensive lineman's foot, rolled his ankle, had really looked like he was laboring out there, and as he played through it, showed his toughness. And then on the other side, Chase Grove got taken down. His helmet hit the turf, and They came out, they looked at him. He came off the field for a play before Cole Kreinhagen had to come in for and relieve him for one play. But Grove was able to come in and obviously finish off the first half with a touchdown. But you're not kidding, Joe. First game of the season, you always see some jitters, you see some mistakes, but the way North Central has powered through this has been pretty impressive.
It sure has. I just like the way they're playing football. If they can keep this up and build off this and continue to get better and better, this is the program's in the right direction. And they made a good choice in their head coach because he certainly has electrified this whole program. But I'll be anxious to see. I love the half times and what they do, what they feel they can do against each other. But the key is going to be if Brebeuf can get themselves stabilized and start playing the kind of football we're used to seeing them play.
They're back out on the field. Brebeuf is getting ready for the second half. We've got the warm-up period coming up, which is an extra 3 minutes on the clock. That's coming up in a moment, and when we have that, once we complete that, we'll have the start of the second half here from North Central as they try to get their first win in football program history since 2021. It has been 32 straight losses, but they are on their way if they can close this out and secure the victory as Brebeuf tries to play and win this game from behind. When we return, second half action from North Central on the ISC Sports Network.
At Trine University, we are thunderous. But how do we get that way? One rumble at a time. Every challenge faced, every insight earned, every setback surmounted puts you on the path to exceed all expectations, yours included. It's why Trine graduates have an over 99% employment rate and make noise in whatever field we choose. What kind of noise, you ask? Here's a hint. Hear more at trine.edu.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LIUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Here, look at the first half highlights. North Central and Brebeuf, and lots of big plays in this game early. That was a run by Zion Murphy. And here's the thing, North Central came out, only averaged 60 rushing yards a game last season. Their first 4 plays of the game were running plays. Then they got their passing game going. A near fumble there, but of course, Jawan Waddell does a good job getting on top of it. Brebeuf had some moments where they made some big plays off the arm of Keegan Beaucamp, but it always seemed like, Joe, every time Brebeuf would get something going, North Central's defense would stand up, and then their offense would make big plays like this one to Demetrius Averett.
That's been the key. And then, you can't make a living on big plays, but they sure are nice.
Mm-hmm. It also helps, too, when you have players that can make plays after the catch. And there's Keegan Beaucamp, who you saw dealing with a bit of an ankle problem as he accidentally stepped on one of his own linemen. Kevon Maddox, who we see in the special teams game and in the receiving game, we might see him more in the second half. And there was the play that ended the first half literally with no time on the clock. It was a touchdown grab to Antonio Woodson. And there's a look at Paul Logan Fieldhouse, so important to the future of North Central. Of course, the late athletic director for North Central, Paul Logan, huge part of the community here. Lost him about 5 years ago to COVID-19, right when that pandemic was starting to come around. But Logan's family, a huge part of the community here, and that field house is a beautiful one. And Michael Logan is going to be a part of our halftime segment every time we do a North Central football game this season on the ISC Sports Network. It's very special for us to be able to spend some time with the Logan family. There is the North Central Panther squad lining up with their coaching staff, and boy, it's just they can taste it, Joe. Just one more half of good football, and they will get that coveted win that they've been seeking for 3 years.
And it's so much needed. It's been forever, and these kids are so hungry and thirsty for it. They've been working so hard, but here's what Coach is saying right now. One play at a time. Mm-hmm. One play at a time. Do your job, run to the football, play with great enthusiasm, and let the chips fall where they may.
And I got to think, too, in that locker room, guys like, Jaden Wakefield and Antonio Woodson, Schneider Pierre, Jeremiah Okello, Miles Hill, Tyron Brady, guys that are seniors. You know, Zion Murphy, the running back who we saw touch the ball a few times in the first half on carries. Got to think that they're sitting there going, we have been waiting so long for this, guys. Let's just finish it out.
Yeah, no kidding. I can't even imagine how this must feel. But the fact is, block it away. It's 0-0. Every coach in the United States has said that more than once. It's 0-0. Play football. Do your job. Don't do anything that's going to stub your foot, but just play good, clean football and play with a physicality.
And also got to give a lot of credit to Chase Grove, the quarterback for North Central, who's thrown 2 touchdown passes. One thing he said to Panther Nation in their volume this week that I thought was really cool, he said, believe in us now, invest in our program now, so when we start winning games, you won't regret being a part of the majority who doesn't believe in what we're doing. We are doing something great at North Central, and everyone will see the new and improved North Central football program this Friday night. Those were the words of Chase Grove, and he has certainly backed up that sentiment with his play.
That's a 10th grader talking like that?
Yep.
Where's he getting that?
You know what? I'm going to bet maybe he watches IU football. Maybe he watches a little bit of Kurt Signetti. Who knows?
I love it. He's prophetic, that's for sure. And they get the football here, and this is your best plays have to be called right now to create some real separation between you two.
This is the first time Brebeuf has had a kickoff in this game. It's because they have not been able to score and get something going. And Miles Wilmore is kicking off, 5'9", 188-pounder. And that's high, end over end, and able to be fielded at the 4-yard line. And coming out of there with it is Averett. We know how much speed Averett's got, and he is busted up there by Parker Mayers. So that is a run out to about the 23-yard line and a return of 20 yards by Demetrius Averett.
He sure is dangerous with that football under his arm, isn't he? I love to watch the fast feet, and he certainly possesses them.
And there's Parker Mayers, who's not thrilled about the way the first half has gone, but you know he was a factor on a lot of plays.
Yeah, he's just head to toe a football player.
Chase Grove from the shotgun. Handoff Murphy. Murphy, not much room to work with, able to pick his way forward for a little bit. And that is Ryan Cummings, sophomore linebacker, first man to hit him there, but Parker Mayers in there as well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they recover. They know, and they have been preached, I'm sure, at halftime, you're not playing good football. You're not playing the kind of football that we have established as a tradition in our program. And now they're just going to try to get back into a power position by good fundamentals and no mistakes.
Second down and long. Only a gain of 2 on that play, so 2nd and 8. Grove. Murphy again the carry. This time he's got room. He's up the middle. He's got the first down and more. Still going. Murphy churning his legs forward, finally brought down by Walters and Johnson. But Zion Murphy, powerful run there.
Caught him in a blitz. They brought some people on a second and long situation. They just popped it perfect. And you got a guy here that just refuses to go down, and that's an inspiration for everyone in the stands and on the sideline.
19-yard gain and a first down for North Central. Boy, they get a touchdown on this drive, and that could send this place into a frenzy. Grove goes back to Murphy. Murphy to the outside, got away from one man, into the secondary, he goes! Murphy still on his feet, nobody catching him, touchdown North Central. 56-yard scamper for the senior running back.
You talk about a backbreaker. They brought some people up the middle again. He bounced it to the outside and just good individual effort. Took it to the house.
Look at that student section. Pure, unbridled joy. And for Brebeuf, they are still searching for some much-needed answers.
Yeah, right now they are shell-shocked. It'll be interesting to see if they can bounce back and play their kind of football. But the big plays have been the story. And you can't beat speed, can you?
Nope. Brendan Kaufman did all he could to try to get it. And the extra point just secured there and made by Caleb Fowles. So it is 21-0 North Central. 3 plays, 77 yards, a minute and 26 seconds off the clock. Zion Murphy, a 56-yard touchdown run, and there is Colin Kofer, a very happy man about the way things are going now. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Shear Brothers team at United Real Estate. They are the only sales team that offers a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Give them a call for details at 317-255-7285. That is Shear Brothers Realty.
Well, I think I heard Mr. Logan at halftime say, run the football, come out and run the football, and you can make some plays, and that must have come from above.
Yeah.
That kind of insight came from above.
It sure did. Michael Logan said that in our halftime interview. Could not have been more spot on, and they did not throw the football one time on that drive. It was all on the ground as Caleb Fowles puts it on the tee, ready to kick off. Kevon Maddox is back deep. There he is. He had a pretty good return earlier of 21 yards, and they could use a big return from him here.
They hit the Braves in just the right spots.
Maddox fields this from the 10. Maddox has room. Maddox gets to the outside, being chased, and a heck of a job there by North Central's Ashton Bonner, junior defensive back, coming over there to get him, because if he doesn't get him there, Maddox could be going for a while.
Yeah, he could have come up that sideline. Make that correction, coaches. They got out of position on that kickoff return. What you don't want to do right now is give them a big play or a cheap touchdown or cheap yards just out of poor fundamentals. Stick to your guns, play good fundamental football, run to the ball, and secure this lead.
Brebeuf from their own 35, trying to shake off a very tough start to the game after going 8-3 last year. Keegan Bobank still playing. Had that little bit of a foot problem in the first half, able to get rid of it to Carter Cosgrove. 5-yard gain to the 40, but he is met immediately by Schneider Pierre.
Again, they're still just trying to establish what their offense is going to be. It's getting late. They need to find something, but it's credit to that defense who's flying around making things happen.
Even if you give up the completion, don't give up yards after the catch. And North Central's done a good job of that, and penalty flags fly. We had 14 penalties in the first half, so this is number 15 for the game. But this looks like it's against NC. And if it is, that's either a first down or very close to it, because you're already facing 2nd and 5. Depends on where the spot ends up, and the chain is moving after that. So they say that Anton Ennis jumped across, but to be fair, Ennis has done a lot of things right tonight. He has been so disruptive on the defensive line.
It takes 3 guys to block him, and he is such a pressure up the middle that he's forcing that quarterback to flush left or right every single time.
First down from the 46.
Don't do it. Don't do this to your team.
As you can tell, my partner, Joe Polizzi, a former football coach, it just eats at you when you see a penalty flag, doesn't it?
Unnecessary mess-ups like that just put fuel on the fire.
And it's against North Central, so back-to-back offside penalties by the Panthers have put the Brebeuf Braves at the North Central 49. Well, the marker says 2. It should say 1. There you go. They just changed it. So it's 1st and 5. Beaucamp slings it. Low throw, juggled, and is it caught or no? They say no.
Trap.
Good effort there at least by Kevon Maddox trying to get underneath it. But yeah, you just got to wonder about Beaucamp, Joe. I mean, he just does not look comfortable at all.
He doesn't have much power behind his throws. I'm wondering why we're not getting Parker that football and let him run a little bit and maybe change some momentum.
2nd down and 5. Beaucamp slings it, batted down at the line. What a job there by Garland Davenport. A few tackles tonight and now a pass deflection.
Yeah, they're running around and they're having fun and playing with confidence.
huge 3rd down and 5 for both teams. It also feels like, too, Brebeuf has taken a long time to get the play in, to get settled. Beaucamp, outside throw, tough catch. They say he caught it. What a play there by Carter Cosgrove. In traffic, makes the catch at the 40, and that is a 9-yard pickup and a 1st down.
Big play. He's a good football player. I think he's kind of unsung on that team who's got a bunch of good football players, but that was a big play. And those will add up.
Third down conversion of the night for Brebeuf. Can they propel it into some momentum here? Beaucamp, short pass. Oh, nearly intercepted, but held on to. If that ball was a little bit more underthrown, that could have been big trouble, but Maddox ends up making the catch. He is wrestled down by Jacob Hudson, but 2nd and manageable.
That's been an effective part of their offense, that quick screen out there. I think they may put that on the shelf for a little bit.
Especially since it looks like North Central is looking for it.
Jumped all over it.
Beaucamp with pressure coming, fires it down the middle, got a man open. And Brebeuf is in the red zone, and a big catch made by Edwin Watson. 2nd time he's made a big grab tonight. And they put him at the 12-yard line. That is a gain of 23.
Nice job. Had a safety in position. Just didn't play the ball very well. Nice throw, but I'm telling you, quarterback is hobbling.
Yeah. He's hobbling, but he's still making these throws somehow. Very impressive. Beaucamp again. Tipped up in the air and almost picked off. He threw it a little bit too hard, and Jamison Hiddle, the man you saw there, and Hiddle's a little bit slow to get up, and he's gingerly walking, but Hiddle nearly catches it off the deflection here. Watson normally able to hang on to that. 8th play of the drive coming up here for Brebeuf. It's 2nd down and 10 for them from the 12, unless, of course, we don't have a penalty. I was looking at the white hat referee, and for a second it looked like he might be calling something, but nevertheless, now the running back in the game is Jasir King. And now what do we have? A whistle. Timeout called by Brebeuf. So this is their first second half timeout, and it comes with 7:44 to go in the 3rd quarter, and a big play coming up after this timeout. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Taylor's Bar and Table, the same Taylors you have known and loved for 30 years, but now it's time for the whole family to get the experience. Serving Noblesville, Fishers, Ingalls, and Pendleton, it is your spot for great meals, friendly faces, and a place everyone can enjoy together. That's Taylor's Bar and Table. We're also brought to you in part by La Una, the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build in Indiana. We are La Una. It's another thing we've noticed too, Joe. Lots of timeouts getting used by both teams. We saw timeouts used early in the first half, and Brebeuf using one relatively early in the 3rd quarter here.
I think that just shows the emphasis and the necessity, of a score on this drive. They've got to get some points.
Beaucamp still hobbling on that foot. King is his running back. Maddox is in the game, and so is Watson. The throw to King. It looks like it got deflected a little bit. The secondary of North Central has also held up well. We've talked a lot about the defensive line and the pressure they're putting on, but the secondary's also done its job.
Yeah, I think that's an influence. I'm not sure who's coaching their secondary, but I'm sure Coach Kofer's got something to do with it because they're playing great football. There's only been one time when they were out of position in this football game.
3rd and 10 from the 12. Beaucamp to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Jockeying for position, Edwin Watson, and the man who was guarding him, Avier Walker. And now, Walker might be down. Walker looks like he is writhing in pain which is tough to see because he just made a great defensive play on that ball, did not get fooled by it. And his teammate, Kenneth Still, trying to help him up. And that would be a tough blow to this defense that's played so well to this point. Walker being helped off. You know, that's one of the things, Joe, that Coach Colin Cofer told us throughout the week is we're building a brotherhood here and a culture. And these guys clearly, you can tell, even in game number 1, they really care a lot about each other. And it looks like something just might have been his hamstring maybe.
He tweaked it. He tweaked it as he was making that cut for the ball.
Field goal doesn't really do any good here, so Brebeuf staying on the field on 4th down, going for the touchdown try, and they get it. What a job there by Beaucamp, threading the needle and finding Carter Cosgrove for the first Brebeuf touchdown of the season.
Beautiful call, nice job. You could tell they've worked that play so many times over the summer. This is just a tough man-to-man route. Guarded the end zone and got thrown underneath. Nice execution and getting some momentum.
Caps off a 9-play drive, 65 yards, and there's the extra point try, and he got it through. Well done there by Brebeuf's Cameron Kelly despite pressure in his face, and that makes it 21-7 North Central. We'll take a timeout. Back in a moment on the ISC Sports Network. Nine-play, 65-yard scoring drive, 2 minutes and 48 seconds off the clock for Brebeuf. And the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves get their first touchdown of the season. Keegan Beaucamp, a 12-yard touchdown pass to Carter Cosgrove. But it's North Central still on the high side with a lot of football yet to be played here. 7:31 left in the third quarter. Along with Joe Polizzi, I'm John Herrick. Thank you for being with us on the ISC Sports Network. Local lives here. The kickoff from Miles Wilmore, fielded at the 8 by Averett. Averett to the outside, flag comes in. Well, North Central had fewer penalties in the first half than Brebeuf, and if this is on them, which looks like it might be, if that is the case, it is going to be a, let's see, it'd be their third one of the half if it stands. And we got a Brebeuf player down. Looks like it might just be a cramp. A lot to sort out. 7:25 left in the third.
Well, we got a minute. Let's talk about that quarterback.
Yeah.
How about a heroic drive?
Oh, right.
He's on 1 foot, and he's making plays that he didn't make in the first half on 2 feet. So he's got some extra guts coming for him, and got him back in the game.
So the man who was stretched out there, Matthew Johnson, he's so important to this Brebeuf team on both sides of the ball, plays linebacker on defense, wide receiver on offense, and helped off to the sideline there. But it's a block in the back on North Central, so that pretty good return that you saw there from Demetrius Averett is now backing up. It's basically negated for the most part. So North Central starts from their own 16. But remember, they scored at the end of the first half after they started a drive from their own 7. So they're capable of it. 7:25 left in the third quarter. North Central trying to end what is a 32-game losing streak. Haven't won a game since 2021. Football program starving for a victory. Grove takes off and just goes after what the defense is giving him, which was a running lane, and he picks up a few yards. Cam Walter able to throw him out of bounds, but he does pick up 5, and it's 2nd and 5.
It's very nice to have an athletic quarterback. I think that was the busted play. The wideout on this side, I think we were trying to find him running out or an in or something like that. He kept running deep, and to be able to pick up 5 yards on a busted play like that is a huge lift.
Averett comes in motion. Now he's lining up to the other side. The running back for this play is Tuajon Averett, while Demetrius is one of the receivers. And Tuajon with a nice run here as he spills his way forward to the 27-yard line. That's enough for a first down. Parker Mayers in on the stop for Brebeuf along with a few other guys. The key first down run there for North Central. And now it looks like we have another Panther that's down. And this time it looks like it is Kamari Miskell, sophomore offensive lineman, 6 foot, 255 pounds. The last thing you want to do is, if you are North Central, is lose an offensive lineman, especially at this play.
Now that was pretty late in the play. He kind of got roughed up from behind. I think he's going to be okay, but you're exactly right. You don't want to lose those big fellas, and they have been working hard, and this is the toughest thing they've had to do for a long time. In practice, you know, you blow the whistle, you get water, and you get to take breaks. These long drives, sustained drives under pressure, it's extremely tough.
Averett gets the carry again. Tuajon Averett across the 30. Spun down by Joshua Rogers at the 32-yard line. That's a pickup of 5. Boy, one thing, you know, you pick up 4 or 5 yards every time, Joe, you're gonna get down the field and kill the clock.
Amazing how that works.
Yep.
But they're a little faster, I think, than Brebeuf has seen to this point. And these guys, you know, it's not like we're overpowering or they're overpowering them up front. They're just creating little seams, and speed takes over.
It's kind of funny that Chase Grove said he emulates a lot of his game after Joe Burrow, because he has a similar skill set to Burrow and physique. Misses the throw there to Demetrius Averett, and Averett's trying to say, oh, that's my bad, but he and Grove look like they've been on some kind of connection so far. They've already had a touchdown pass between each other tonight, and a big third down coming up.
Yes, it will be, and it's interesting to see what they're going to call here. They need a great third down conversion play. Keep the ball alive. You don't want to put your defense right back out there after taking hits on a long drive that they gave up to score.
Grove, dump off, catch made by Tuajon Averett, and I don't know that I think he actually did get enough. It's going to be close.
It's going to be very close.
Oh, boy. Coach Kofer might have a big decision to make here. They're spotting him at the 37. He needed the 38. So it is 4th down and about 1. You know Grove really would love to stay out there, but his coach says, come on off.
You know, those defensive guys, they have a smart philosophy of don't put your defense in bad situations. So the punt here is a wise call.
And the snap is high. Fouls, drops it, picks it back up, tries to pick it back up now, and falls down on it at the 11. Wow. Yeah. Everything falling apart there for North Central, and the man who downs him, Brennan Kaufman, and now the Brave fan base is feeling good.
Mistakes, you know, that's the last thing. You practice that so many times and you never anticipate it happening. A bad snap, and now your back's against the wall.
And Brebeuf gets to start this drive from the North Central 12-yard line. Wow. And to think, the frustrating thing is if you would have gone for it and maybe didn't get it, they would have the ball around the 40-yard line instead because of the bad snap. Now Brebeuf has it at the North Central 12. Beaucamp firing, end zone.
Same call. touchdown.
It's literally the exact same touchdown pass that he had earlier and the same distance, 12 yards away, and it's a one-score game in the blink of an eye.
Hey,
wow.
That's why it's a great game. I don't second-guess his decision to punt at all. You just don't anticipate that it's going to fall apart like that. But you got to come back and play football.
And on comes Cameron Kelly for the point after. The holder is Carter Cosgrove, the man that just caught the touchdown pass. Snap, hold, kick, very close to getting blocked, and he missed it wide right. So the extra point, no good for Brebeuf, but it's still an 8-point game. North Central gets the ball when we come back on the ISC Sports Network.
Trine Engineering is about making the theoretical thunderous, amplifying your ingenuity, running a system upgrade on yourself, becoming a proven problem solver and a force of nature. Make an impact that's not only heard, but felt. Trine University's Brooks College of Health Professions makes your expertise exceptional, building on your compassion with what patients and employers look for in a way that's thoughtful, thorough, and, of course, thunderous.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by this monumental matchup. For the first time in 9 years, Indy's small college powerhouses will clash in football as Marion hosts UIndy. The game kicks off the football season this Thursday night, August 28th, and we'd love to see you at St. Vincent Field. Tickets are on sale now for that game, and the rest of the night's home schedule, simply log on to munites.com. Well, North Central had a 2-score lead. Then a botched play on special teams where the snap went over the punter's head, leads to a Brebeuf touchdown, but Brebeuf misses the extra point, so now it's an 8-point game, but still an eternity left. 5:49 to go in the third quarter. Two teams that love to pass the football. Miles Wilmore ready to kick off. I think we might see more of the ground game for North Central here, Joe. What do you think?
I think that they've had good success. I don't think it's a bad decision to come back with it, but you have got to mix it up, and you've got to continue to threaten them deep. It's just now a matter of playing good, solid, poised, fundamental football, and great things will happen for you.
Wilmore's kickoff. Demetrius Averett slides over to get it, bobbles it at the 7. Now he loses, backtracks a little bit, turns around the corner, nowhere to go. And inside the 10, things are just not working right now for North Central. Things are starting to turn. And I think, was there a flag down? Yeah. And if it's on North Central, that's going to make things even worse because it's going to be half the distance to the goal, whatever the penalty is. Coach Colin Kofer trying to calm his players down, get them refocused. White Hat trying to sort everything out. First game of the 2025 high school football season. Always a big night around the state. Yep. So it is blocking the back on the Panthers, which means half the distance to the goal. And they already did not get a great return out of it because of Demetrius Averett bobbling it. So from the 7, you're basically having it roughly inside the 4.
Certainly is a game of momentum, is it not?
It sure is. And if you are North Central, the question is, how do you seize back the momentum now that you're stocked up deep in your own territory? There's a
Don't
look at,
turn it over and get yourself enough room to punt.
That's Cam Walters, who you saw there, tied in on offense, linebacker on defense. And Grove going for it all on the opening play. And the coverage was outstanding by Liam Stiver, wide receiver and defensive back, as he tried to get it to Juwan Waddell, who had a catch in the first quarter. Second down and 10.
They're not afraid to take some risks,
No,
are they?
Definitely not.
Put that ball up. A lot of confidence in this young quarterback and a good receiving core. And, yeah, you're not going to make a big play unless you attempt it.
Zion Murphy, a 56-yard touchdown run by him early on. And Murphy gets the carry again, and that, even though that's a 6-yard gain and wasn't like a highlight reel play. Boy, did that do a lot just to give them some breathing room as they were really backed up in their own end zone.
Sure was. Another good effort. Nice job up front coming off the football. And the quickness in that backfield can't be overstated. They can fly.
Monster 3rd down and 4 coming up here for North Central. Cosgrove gets it out there. Well done there by Chase Grove to find his open man, Javen Brooks. Brooks with his 2nd catch of the night to the 19-yard line, a pickup of 9 and a 1st down.
Keep those chains moving and keep that clock moving.
And that was part of the problem with North Central last year. They could score it at times. They struggled defensively, but then they also couldn't salt away games because they were only rushing it so few times in a ball game. This time a pass to the outside. It's Averett again, and Tuajon Averett is pulled down, well hit by Nate Johnson. The ball came out, but are they saying that he was down first? Well, the lead referee comes over and is pointing at the ground saying that the ball is down. That's a break for North Central, and ball security has become an issue for them here in the second half.
Yeah, he got slung around, and you could tell that was obvious that the ground caused that fumble. But you're right. You can't be too careful.
Yeah.
Put
clearly,
that other hand on the ball.
But Nate Johnson is not a guy you want tackling you. That's for sure. They got to the 27, so it's a gain of 8, 2nd and short. Handoff, Murphy has a hole to work with on the outside, is able to get the 1st down, but Parker Mayers tripped him up just enough to prevent an even longer gain than that. But the big thing, Joe, moves the chains and the clock.
Keep the chains moving, and they're just such good instinctual running backs. He just made a nice cut to bust that to the outside. They had an 8-man front with a lot of pressure, and he just instinctively bounced that to the outside, and that is worth gold.
1st and 10 from the 31. North Central started this drive from their own 4. This is the 6th play of the drive. Bobbling it is Grove, throws, and it's tipped up and nearly picked. And boy, Cam Walters is saying to himself, I nearly had an early Christmas present.
Yeah, let's put that one on the shelf for a little bit. Yeah, you're ours.
I think that throw was supposed to go a little bit outside. He threw it inside and tried to get Demetrius Averett with it.
But still, the corner is just jumping it so hard. That's just an accident waiting to happen.
2nd and 10. The big thing here, if nothing else, if you're North Central, you've at least used more than 2 minutes off the clock on this drive, which you would love nothing more than to add more time onto that. Throw, catch, made. First completion of the night to Jordan Jones, junior wide receiver. Shoved out of bounds by Mayers along with Bentley Jones. And so Chase Grove starting to diversify his wide receiver portfolio a little bit.
Well, they're doing a nice job of hitting the defense where it isn't. They go to a 3-deep look, and you know you got the flats, and they're taking advantage of it and just chunking that ball down the field. Huge play right here. And they're doing a nice job, as I said before, adjusting to the different coverages. The Braves are doing a super job of showing a look and taking it away.
Chase Grove on 3rd down and 3. Flings it out to Murphy. Murphy, 1st down and into Brebeuf territory before Walters takes him out. But Murphy has been the guy that's made the big plays in this half for North Central, and he makes another one right there.
How about that call? Perfect spot for a screen.
And they spot it at the Brebeuf 49-yard line. On 3rd down and 3, they got 11. Wide to the right goes Javen Brooks. Murphy maintains his position at the running back. And Grove going deep. Might have him. No, couldn't quite hang on. Javen Brooks had his man beat. Could not hang on toward the sideline. And now you hope he's okay because looks like he's walking it off just fine. But, boy, Chase Grove not afraid to test this secondary.
No, that throw got away from him. He had him deep. He's pointing to himself. He knows a little better throw. He would have got 6. But just got away, and that happens. But you never want to let that secondary rest knowing that they're not going to throw deep on you.
Right.
So the threat is always there, and that makes the running game that much more effective.
2:02 left in the third quarter. Second down. And now what? I think they might have
flinched.
Or did they run out of time? Yep, delay a game because I saw the play clock winding down. All right, so 2nd and 10 just became 2nd and 15. Grove looks like he thought the play clock should have been set sooner or reset, but now he runs back over to the sideline to have a word with Colin Kofer. Second and 15. How does Brebeuf play this defensively? Grove throws it outside. Catch made by Averett. Gets the lost penalty yardage back and then some as he's shoved out of bounds by Nate Johnson. But we're starting to see a lot of quickness from this receiving core, Joe, being put to use.
They have some athletes as their wideouts and as their running backs. And there's never a play where they can't make somebody miss and get a big one out of it. That is impressive. Again, I'm going to say it. I said it in the first half. I don't think Brebeuf is used to playing and practicing against this kind of speed, and it's kind of caught him off balance.
2nd and 15 just turned into 3rd and 5 after that 10-yard gain. Murphy to the right of Grove. Grove steps up, runs for it, first down and more. Slides safely out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Matthew Johnson chased him out, but Chase Grove makes another heads-up play and yet another 3rd down conversion for the Panthers.
That is huge, and that takes a lot of poise, and that takes a lot of just good instinct. And we're talking about a 10th grader here. He felt that whole defense coming at him. There was good pressure, brought both linebackers, and instead of messing around and trying to look for somebody, get your team a first down.
This is the 12th play of the drive coming up, a drive for them that started back on their own 4. And they've had the ball for over 4 minutes. Grove, the throw to Waddell. Waddell tries to find a seam, able to get some positive yardage before being met immediately by Parker Mayers and Nate Johnson. And they spot him at the 31. That's a gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Boy, Parker Mayers takes a lot to tire him out, but Mayers, the senior running back and linebacker, has been a busy man for Brebeuf.
I want to know how many tackles he's got. There hasn't been many that you haven't called his name.
I know, right? And even if he's not the solo tackler, he's in on the assist.
He's running the ball. What a nice prospect. And plus, he's on all the kicking teams also.
All right, 2nd and 5, time winding down. And, a new quarterback is in the game for North Central. They just brought in Jeremiah Gillespie. Yeah, he's number 7. He just handed the ball off. So now the question is, what's going on with Grove? He did have that head problem in the first half where he got slammed down. But now it's 3rd down, and North Central head coach Colin Kofer puts his hands in the air and says, hey, let's just let the clock wind out. We don't need to run another play. There's Grove. He looks like he's all right. But anyway, before we go to the 4th quarter, let's remind you a little bit about the Indy Card Exchange, because they will make you a competitive offer on vintage and modern sports cards and Pokemon cards as well. The Indy Card Exchange now offers in-person grading services at their 96th Street location just west of I-69. You can sign your kids up for the free Indy Card Exchange Kids Club if they're 13 or younger. Find out more at IndyCardExchange.com. 4th quarter comes your way next on ISC.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today, and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LIUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Well, 3 quarters in the books. The Braves fans are saying, caution, Braves dub ahead. They are the ones probably feeling the caution right now because North Central is on a drive at the moment that has gone 5 minutes and 41 seconds. And they have had the ball since they got it from their own 4. And if North Central can score even a field goal here, they make it a 2-possession game.
I think a lot of credit goes to the fact that the start of this drive, they were fumbling around and stumbling around. It looked like they were, we're going back to some bad habits. But they have regathered and played great football.
Chase Grove back in the game at quarterback on 3rd and 5. Bobbles it, throws, end zone try. Catch is made. Did he get it down? It looks like he caught it before the end zone.
Hands are up.
Or now the signal is touchdown. We got to wait to see what the flag is about, though. We've had 2 plays called back for touchdowns that would have been touchdowns, but penalty flags negated it, so we got to see what this is about first. Of course, they're celebrating as if it is one. We have to wait and see.
You got an injured quarterback here.
And Grove might be hurt. Let's indeed make sure that it is a touchdown. If it is a touchdown grab by Javen Brooks. And it would be a 30-yarder at that. And he had to battle it out with Kayvon Maddox.
What's the discussion?
Not sure.
It was DPI, wasn't it?
If that is the discussion, then it should be an easy one. Well, it's probably a good sign for North Central that they're asking them about it, which would indicate the penalty is on Brebeuf. But you don't want to assume anything. Kofer's clearly coming away smiling, so he's got to feel great about it. Personal foul, roughing the passer. So they're and pass interference. So the touchdown stands. It is good at that. A 30-yard touchdown strike to Javen Brooks. And the extra point try is good by Caleb Fowles. It is 28-13, North Central. And fans haven't felt this good about this program in quite some time, but they are 11 minutes and 54 seconds away from breaking a 32-game losing streak. Tonight's game brought to you in part by LIUNA, the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build in Indiana. We are LIUNA. Well, Joe, that could have been a very delicate time because you're sitting there. Brebeuf makes it a 1-score game. Things are looking not so great. You have a turnover, you have a missed play on an assignment on a special teams, and then you come right back and you go on an incredible 14-play scoring drive.
Extremely impressive drive. Again, they stumbled around to start that drive, and it looked like, the wheels are falling off, but they regained their poise. They blocked well, good backs running hard, some key plays on the perimeter, and this is a well put together football team playing very, very well.
5 minutes, 47 seconds off the clock, 14 plays, 96 yards. That's how long that drive went. They started that drive from their own 4-yard line, and they go 96 yards and 14 plays. That's nearly 7 yards a play, too. And there's Kayvon Maddox waiting to get the kickoff. So what they were discussing there was, do they want to enforce the penalty on the extra point or the kickoff? They elected the kickoff. So that is why North Central is kicking off from the Brebeuf 45-yard line. 11 penalties tonight on the Braves. 8 in the first half, 3 here in the second half. There's the kickoff by Fowles, and Maddox fields it. But if it's in high school, if you field it in the end zone, it's already a touchback no matter what. So that is a big penalty right there by Brebeuf, because then you don't get a chance to return it. So now the Braves, this is where if they were down in games last year, they could rely on their passing attack. But as we have pointed out throughout the game, Keegan Beaucamp got injured in the first half, rolled his foot, it looked like. They've taped up his ankle, and he's been out there playing on it, doing all he can. He's thrown 2 touchdown passes, but the more this game on, the more attrition can set in.
But the last time they had the football, he played very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
Almost hero-like, and we'll see what he can do this time.
He'll have to go 80 yards for a touchdown. And he tried to get it to Carter Cosgrove, right play. Cosgrove has both touchdown catches. Could not hang on, though, and also he was covered by Schneider-Pierre, 2nd and 10.
Down by 2 scores, double digits left. You can't, you got to make the most of all those opportunities.
Yasir King is in there at running back. Beaucamp down the field, might have a man. He did. It's dropped. Pierre catches a break there. He was covering, but if Carter Cosgrove is able to complete that, that's a big gain for Brebeuf. Instead, it's an incompletion, 3rd down and 10.
Little luck, huh?
Sometimes it's just your night. And when it's your night, little things like that can go your way.
A little good fortune never hurt anybody. That was 6.
Big 3rd and 10 for Brebeuf. They need it. Beaucamp sails it. And that time the throw, it's probably a good thing that it was high. He went to Cosgrove all 3 times, and boy, Beaucamp just continues to labor on that foot. Now he can't hardly put any weight on it.
Well, he certainly couldn't. It affected him on that last throw.
Yeah.
He couldn't push off as he needed to.
You wonder about Coach Matt Geske, and does he have a decision to make here? Put in a different quarterback or stick with Beaucamp? That is tough.
In the pre-games, their backup looked like he was a pretty good player, but evidently we're going with our main man.
Tuajon Averett on to return the punt from Cameron Kelly. And Averett fields it at the 48, but has nowhere to go. Well done there by Matthew Johnson in pursuit on special teams. Chases Everett down perfectly. That was a 33-yard punt with a 2-yard return. Okay, North Central's got the ball back with outstanding field position. They have it on their own 49, and Brebeuf needs a stop in the worst possible way. But there's still a lot of time left in this 4th quarter. 11:31 to play. Both teams love to throw the ball, but if you're at North Central, got to think the running game will be coming into play. The handoff. Murphy with a touchdown run already in this game, but doesn't get anything on this play. Brebeuf smelled it and took him down pretty quickly. Braden Neese, the first man there. 2nd and 10.
They have been coming pretty hard since the end of the first quarter on defense. They're coming with some pressure, and that's kind of got them in trouble at times because these little quick backs can pop it and go. But good philosophy overall. Put the pressure on them. Make that offensive line compensate.
Chase Grove. Big night for him. Throws it. Catch made by Averett. Averett with a good block in front of him. Oh, that might have been a late hit. But they don't call it. Liam Stiver was there. Kind of one of those things where he's toe dancing on the sideline. You wonder if he's going to step out or not, so you just tackle him regardless. But they let him play through it, and it's 3rd and short.
He got roughed up pretty good. And I'm telling you, for the size, he's a tough guy. Tank, no wonder.
Colin Kofer, there he is, the head coach in the red polo, talking to one of his assistants. what a night this will feel like to him if he can finish this out and get his first career high school head coach victory. 10:43 to go. Play clock down to 2-1. Did they get it off in time? They say they did. And the to Jean Averett, nowhere to go. So only got back to the line of scrimmage. First man there, Joshua Rogers, didn't let him go anywhere. It's 4th down and 4. So if you punt it here, you can pin them deep in their own, inside their own zone, which look at what North Central's going to have to do.
But he hesitated.
Yeah.
He's got a good memory. Last time I tried this, it blew up in my face, he said.
See if Caleb fouls. Remember, there was a snap to him on an earlier punt, wasn't great. This time it's a good one. He gets it away. Probably shorter than he would have liked to, but Brebeuf can't get it. Now they do. Boy, that took a favorable North Central bounce. And Johnson had to field it at the 10 before it got any deeper into the opponent's zone than it already was. So just been little bounces like that, Joe, that keep going North Central's way. After all that, it's a 34-yard punt. Still a lot of football left, though. 9:51. And that was a possession where North Central took only a minute, about a minute 40 off the clock instead of longer than that. Their previous drive they had for the touchdown lasted nearly 6 minutes. But now Brebeuf needs to mount a drive in the worst possible way. Snap, throw, catch made by Watson. Edwin Watson gets to the outside. We've seen the speed he's got. Jaden Wakefield finally took him down, but nice run after the catch provided by Watson, and it moves the chains.
Nice job of the perimeter blocking down here by the Braves. Enabled them to get to the corner and make a big play, get some chunk yards out of this. That's what it's going to take on this drive. They got a long way to go.
Kevon Maddox with an excellent job there of blocking and then getting in the way without getting called for holding or blocking the back. Beaucamp dumps it off. Screen to King. Jasir King. Close to a first down. Runs into the waiting arms of Chris Benjamin. 29-yard line's where he ends up. So he still got 8 yards out of that. 2nd down and 2. But, so the good news is they got 8 yards. Bad news for Brebeuf. The clock keeps moving as they're down by 15. Beaucamp. Across the middle he goes, but short-armed it. Hopped its way in to Edwin Watson. So now it's 3rd down and 2.
We got a final at the Butler Bowl. It was Cathedral 8, Ben Davis 0.
Oh, my goodness. Defense ruling the day there. Defenses have certainly made plays in this game, especially North Central's. Question is, if you're Brebeuf and you don't get this first down, do you go for it here? Especially with time becoming more and more of a factor. Beaucamp, hands off. King, swarmed by defenders, lost the ball, and North Central looks like they've got it, and they do. King loses the football, and it's picked up by Jamison Hiddle. And Hiddle comes out of there with it, having a blast, and why not? What do we have, though? I don't see a flag. Officials were looking like they were trying to hold things up for a second. It looks like Hiddle's got the fumble recovery. It appears they're lining up as if North Central's got the ball.
4th down.
Okay, they say 4th down, so they're saying he was down before the ball came out. I don't know. I don't know. 4th down, so they are going to go for it. 4th and about 2, and I think North Central calls timeout. Yeah, that's a smart timeout by Coach Kofer because everybody's so discombobulated. They don't know what's going on. Thought they had the ball, not sure. Probably the right move by Coach Kofer in that situation. Don't forget, for the first time in 9 years, Indy's small college powerhouses will clash in football as Marion hosts UIndy. The game kicks off the football season this Thursday night, August 28th, and we would love to see you at St. Vincent Field. Tickets on sale now, and the rest of the night's home schedule. You can find both those things by logging on to MUKnights.com, MUKNIGTS.com. As Coach Colin Kofer is arguing his case there. 4th and 2. What do you think, Joe? I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to Carter Cosgrove here. He's done that for 2 touchdown passes.
He sure has. It's going to depend on what they line up in. If they look like a 3 deep, I'm sure they will. If not, they'll probably have to do something to one of their backs. But, boy, is he hampered. I'm amazed that he can throw the ball as well as he has in this second half.
Despite stepping on one of his teammates on toes on accident, Beaucamp has fought through that pain and played pretty well, all things considered. And right before they get the play in motion, a flag. Now, if that's on North Central, it's an automatic first down. If it's on Brebeuf, huge back-breaking play, yep. Because it looked like they had the right sort of trickery drawn up. But nevertheless, it's blown dead. 4th and 2 just became 4th and 7. And now, does that change your decision? It's one thing to go for it on 4th and 2. Do you go for it on 4th and 7? And if you don't convert here, you are putting your defense in a very tough spot.
You're putting all the chips on the table right now.
Beaucamp takes the snap. Pressure comes. He fires. Catch is made by Maddox. Wow. Kevon Maddox makes a big grab in traffic and gets leveled by Jaden Wakefield, but the drive is moving and alive for Brebeuf.
Excellent throw, perfect poise on the way they attack that defense. Nice job, I'm telling you. He's putting together an Academy Award performance.
13-yard gain, and then Parker Mayers has nowhere to go. Parker Mayers gets the handoff and gets absolutely leveled. And the man who got him on your screen, number 90, Styles Burnett, 6'1", 240-pound defensive lineman. These guys up front for North Central have been terrific all night long. And he ends up losing yardage to the 34. So it's 2nd and 13. Beaucamp going deep just over the arms of Cosgrove. That's the guy he's been in sync with all night as he continues to play through that. Now it's 3rd and 13. But you got to look at it as this, 2 downs to get 13 yards.
Yeah, they're just kind of taking shots. It was a nice opportunity. I'm just sticking with that injury issue. It's hard for him to throw with balance deep down the field.
Beaucamp throwing. Did he stay in bounds? They say yes. What a nice catch by Edwin Watson despite Pierre breathing down his neck. And the catch is made at the 44-yard line. That's a gain of 10, but they needed 13. So it's still a few yards shy. And here we go again. Brebeuf is in another 4th down situation with a quarterback that is playing through a foot injury. Boy, if Beaucamp's teammates don't love him now, they certainly will after this game. Look at the toughness he's been showing. On the delay, Parker Mayers. They go with a delayed handoff on 4th down, and it doesn't work. And the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves turn it over on downs. What a tackle by Garland Davenport to end the Brebeuf drive.
Gutsy call. I don't mind them giving that ball to Parker, but got to get some help up front. That defensive line has been solid for the whole game for the Panthers. It's going to be tough to pick up one dog out of that group.
It is. 7:39 to go. I believe I heard some North Central fans chanting, "I believe that we will win," something they have not been able to chant for a long time. A streak that could be coming to an end tonight. There's the pitch. Up the middle he goes. He might break free. Yes, he does. Demetrius Averett is in the end zone for the second time tonight. 45-yard touchdown run, and that is probably the exclamation point on this one.
Wow. Speed. Look how quick this young man is. Cut, gone.
There is a flag down late. We do need to see what that's about. We've had 2 touchdowns called back because of penalties tonight, so we need to obviously wait and see whatever it is. Still waiting on the call. Okay, unsportsmanlike conduct on North Central after the touchdown. So the play stands. It is a touchdown. It's 34-13. So that will be enforced on the kickoff, which means that North Central is going to be kicking from their own 25 instead of their own 40. The kick by Fowles on the extra point. Bullseye. 35-13 North Central. Brebeuf gets the ball when we come back on the ISC Sports Network.
Your home uses water all day, every day. So when plumbing problems arise, you need them fixed fast and right. The LD Smith Plumbing crew can handle anything, from outdoor plumbing repairs to everyday water problems. Plumbing may not be pretty, but we're pretty darn good at it, and we'll always give you a fair price.
That's our dirty, stinking, honest LD Smith Plumbing promise.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Call today and save up to $300 on a new water heater installed.
The North Central Panthers with a massive 45-yard touchdown run by Demetrius Averett, and it's a 35-13 lead for the Panthers as they are on the verge of ending a 32-game losing streak that dates back to 3 seasons. The big dog of the game is brought to you by LD Smith Plumbing and Drains. Just like the offensive and defensive linemen, the big dogs of sewers and drains do the dirty work in the trenches at LD Smith Plumbing and Drains. They know a thing or two about getting dirty and keeping things flowing. Hats off to tonight's big dog for leading the charge. Joe, who do you think the big dog is?
Are we making that call right now?
I think so.
I'm going almost unanimous. The big man, number 99.
Yep. Anton Ennis.
He has been constant pressure, whether he's making the hit or putting the pressure on the quarterback. He has been a factor in just about every play, run and pass. When he's in, they spelled him. They did a nice job of spelling him to keep him fresh. But on the whole, he's played a big dog type of a game.
Just looking at some of the plays, yeah, this game's been going on for a while. Remember, he had that deflection in the first half. Great job by our crew putting together that wonderful highlight package on Anton Ennis, tonight's big dog of the game.
Big dog's going to have a big pizza tonight to celebrate.
Brebeuf, boy, Kevin Maddox playing dangerously there. Finally picks the ball up. He was very close to not doing that, and they almost, being North Central, picked it up instead, but he's able to hold on to it. So now Brebeuf gets the ball from their own 32, and they have a lot of work to do here. Down by 22 points, 7:29 left. And also, this is a North Central team that last year would average 13 points a game offensively. And this year they've got, so far, 35 points. And flag on this play. Looks like it's going to be pass interference on Jared Harrison, the defensive back there, guarding a little too tightly.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I'm going to say it again. I think it's the third time. But I don't think that we're used to this type of speed. That many teams would be.
Yeah.
Because these guys can scoot. And it's been a big play after big play. And it's just kept knocking them off stride offensively and defensively. the Braves just have not found their rhythm tonight to play the kind of football we're used to seeing them play.
15-yard penalty there, puts it to the 47, and the catch is unable to be made by Maddox. That time the play was perfectly made by Jared Harrison. Came right in there and deflected it, second down. And that's one thing that Coach Kofer told us this week about defensively. They want to have a loud confidence, and he wants communication to be strong on all three levels in order to play fast and together. And he has certainly gotten that out of everybody on his defensive unit. Second and 10. Beaucamp might have a man, tipped up and nearly intercepted. He was going for Cosgrove again, and James Hiddle knew all about it. Jamison Hiddle got his hands on it, 3rd and 10. And Beaucamp really trying to fight through it. At some point, you got to wonder if they're going to make a business decision and go, listen, we got to have a quarterback healthy for the whole season.
I'd say about a quarter and a half ago.
Yeah.
You know, he is just struggling out there, and it's affected the play, and it certainly can't be helping him. But those coaches know more about it than I do.
3rd and 10. He does have 2 touchdown passes despite the ankle problem. Blitz coming, hit as he throws, catch made, but nowhere to go. Yep, Edwin Watson just absolutely stymied by Kenneth Still, as Still came up and read it perfectly in the secondary, and it's now 4th and long. Backs him up to the 45. So 4th and about 12. Brebeuf has 2 timeouts to use if they want them. You did have a feeling coming in we might see Brebeuf trending a little bit downwards because of all the players they lost from last year to this year. Had a feeling North Central was trending upwards with a new head coach, a lot of players, a lot of playmakers. Chase Grove coming over from Cathedral, but man, hard to imagine that North Central would have a 22-point lead this late in the game, but that is where we are. And Beaucamp, his night might be done. He's heading over towards the sideline, but he's not in the huddle with the offense. And yeah, got to see how much Beaucamp can get some work done on that ankle as they get ready for next week's game. Don't forget, College Prospects of America. The CPOA team knows college recruiting and is available 24/7 to provide solutions that serve you. They are your total advocate. The CPOA team will work tirelessly to provide counsel and assess and seek answers for you and your family from our first phone call through your college graduation and everything in between. Email the man next to me, Joe Polizzi, at cpoateam@gmail.com for more information.
I know that company.
You know it well, don't you?
I know that company.
And on comes Brebeuf to punt it away.
Correct it.
And that's one of their best punts of the night.
Correct it.
But unfortunately for them, it goes into the end zone for a touchback. So if you are North Central, you are thinking, use all 6 minutes and 13 seconds off the clock, get this game over with, and have a celebration that you have been waiting for 3 seasons. This student section has been going bananas all night. They've brought the heat from the very beginning. The juju was here. It was here, Joe. When we got to the parking lot, there was a buzz about this place coming in, and that's carried over.
It sure was, and it was there was a meaning behind it.
Yep.
Because this football team has played very, very well, other than just a couple of instances. But to me, what's been overwhelming is their overall team speed.
And they have put in a new quarterback, so Chase Grove's night is complete. And they're going with Cole Kreinhagen. Kreinhagen, remember, had to come in for one play. Now they're bringing in Jeremiah Gillespie. So we've had 3 different North Central quarterbacks take snaps. So I think Kreinhagen is in as the quarterback, and Gillespie is playing a different position. He's probably playing wide receiver. Yep. So Kreinhagen's running the offense, but we did see Gillespie in there as the quarterback earlier. Ball's at the 24, gain of 4 on that last run. 2nd and 6. The throw by Kreinhagen to the outside, able to get it to Christian Torin, a sophomore wide receiver with his first catch of the season, and is able to stay in bounds. And did he get the first down? I think it's close, depends on the spot. They're putting it at the 29. He needed 6 and he got 5, so 3rd and a yard.
Well, you know, this Kreinhagen kid, his daddy was probably, if not the best, certainly the top 3 quarterbacks at UIndy history. Super football player. Super football player, and I see he's passed it along.
Jalen Amos is in the running back position to the left of Kreinhagen. Amos, he's got the first down and powering forward with tacklers on him to the 36-yard line. And Amos is saying, I got to find a way to get carries. That's one way to do it. Out to the 36 for a 7-yard gain and a first down.
Well, this has got to be nothing but pure fun for one Colin Kofer. You're just milking the clock with a big lead, your first game, and a miraculous turnaround from the last 3 years to now. And you just gotta love every second of this.
And for Brebeuf, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board after this. They don't normally have games like this, but man, North Central has put it on them and done it very well. Kreinhagen hands to Amos again, and Amos, this time not much room to work with. Matthew Johnson puts it into that run. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. He is, with one night, really going to become almost a little bit of a folk hero for this community, Joe. Colin Kofer, 32 straight losses. He comes in as a head coach. He's got swagger. He's got confidence. He's got college coaching experience, success at UIndy. And what he has been able to do tonight has been simply terrific.
Yes, sir. I agree. Build off it. You got IHSAA next week.
And we will be here for that one on the ISC Sports Network. And here is Amos. Oh, if he wouldn't have tripped, he could have gone for a long way. And that's another thing North Central's doing. They're building running back depth. They got over 100 yards rushing tonight. They didn't have that at all at any point last season. They're starting to look more balanced, too.
And really, there's not a great deal of difference between any of them. They can all hit the line of scrimmage at full speed, and once they get out in the open, good luck. Good luck catching them.
16-yard run by Amos on that last one. Had the potential to be longer. Kreinhagen with a handoff to Amos. And Amos, big thing, got a few yards and keeps the clock a-moving. Brennan Kaufman there to bring him down. So Brebeuf, they were down. They've been down the whole game except for the first quarter. We were tied at 0-0 at the end of one. North Central took a 14-0 lead into the half. They scored on the very last play of the half before time expired. It was up 14-0. They went up 21-0, and Brebeuf came back to cut it to a one-score game at 21-13. But since then, it's been all North Central. And there's a look at the North Central student section. They are elated, so get ready for a field storming as soon as clock hits 0. To the outside, throw and catch. Well done there. Jordan Jones with his second reception of the night, out to the 37-yard line. So that's a pickup of 6. 3rd down and short. Inside 2 minutes to play.
I'm saying that Brebeuf will learn a great deal from this.
Yeah.
They'll be able to bounce back, try West next week, and then they get into that Roncalli, Chittard, Guerin conference, and they'll be okay. But they just never found their good footing to play their kind of football other than one drive this whole game. It's been North Central's speed and big plays and really limited mistakes that have made the difference.
And what a scene there to see those students. Amos again. Taken down. Cam Walters brings him, but it's a first down anyway. They'll stop the clock for a moment to let the chains get set. But the great thing about what you've got to feel if you are North Central is that this was in no way, shape, or form a fluke. It wasn't a luck thing. It wasn't just a bounce here or there. This was their team lining up against Brebeuf and hitting them in the mouth and taking care of business and showing emphatically that this is a new year and a new chapter is upon them. And Kreinhagen knows all he's got to do is take one, I think maybe two more. That's it. No, he just takes one kneel down. And with that, the streak is over. The 32-game losing streak for the North Central Panthers has come to an end, and they start the 2025 season in style, dominating the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves at home to start the year 1-0. North Central 35, Brebeuf 13. A game that was a long time coming. And now these students can go out there and savor and enjoy the moment.
I was looking to see if he's going to get the Gatorade bath.
He might.
I love it. Can't beat it, really. Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights indeed. And I have a feeling that Coach Colin Kofer is going to win a lot of games, whether he's here or goes somewhere else. It doesn't matter. This guy knows how to coach football, knows what it takes to get it done, has done it at the college level, wanted to come back to North Central, and look at the love these players have for him. Styles Burnett, the man giving him a hug there, and now the players are going down there to experience the joy of the victory with their classmates, the people that they spend time with in this community, their friends, their family members. They've been waiting for this moment for a long time, and they get it. And not only did they get it, they went out there and they earned it. With hard work, dedication, and perseverance, and they came out and played the type of football that this community knew they could and could be proud of. We'll take one last time out. When we come back, we'll put a wrap on what is a big-time historic evening here at North Central on the ISC Sports Network.
Gridiron Foundation is all about development. When they first started learning about football, all the way to high school, giving them opportunities with their hard work and the ecosystem we've built.
We take them out of their neighborhoods and put them in front of Division I coaches and give them a purpose and a chance to be successful after high school.
The type of growth that I've seen in our athletes and the Gridiron Foundation has been more off the field than on the field. That was the original purpose, to make well-rounded young men in life and community.
1, 2, 3, stretch!
What a moment for the North Central community. 32 straight losses over the span of 3 years, and the losing streak is over. They start the 2025 season off with a high note and a big-time performance all the way around. Offense, defense, special teams, everybody did their job, and their new year, their new head coach, Colin Kofer, in his first year, gets his first career win, and Joe Polizzi, he won't forget that anytime soon.
No, sir. He's been dreaming about this for a long time. He had this feeling. I'm sure he visualized this many times, and it all came through the fruits of a lot of hard work and a defense that played extremely well, ran to the football, was well coordinated, saw a young quarterback just grow more confident on every snap, and he played extremely well in keeping key drives alive. And then we saw a great example of how speed kills.
Yeah.
Absolutely took it to the Braves with just pure speed.
That will be a factor all throughout the season for them. North Central plays Hamilton Southeastern next week, and we will be here to bring it to you on the ISC Sports Network. And Joe, Brebeuf, what do they have to do to improve after tonight?
Well, they got to get things back together. They got to get a quarterback healthy. I think they're still going to be a very, very good football team, but they relied heavily on a passing game, and it was purely hampered tonight and was unable to execute. They'll probably work some more run game into things, but they've got a good football team, and they just ran into a tough situation tonight.
Big thanks to our entire broadcast crew on the ISC Sports Network, led by our technical director, Vince Morellis. Thanks to our replay man, Alex Laverne. On the graphics, David Cohn. And on the cameras, Clark Quinlan, Greg Sharton, and Matthew Sherwin. For my partner, I'm Joe Polizzi. I'm John Herrick. Thank you to our sponsors tonight. The Fountain Room, voted one of America's 50 most beautiful restaurants. The Gridiron Foundation, growth, development, purpose. Find out more at gridiron.org. Indy Card Exchange, see if you can make money off your collection and find out how at indycardexchange.com. By LD Smith Plumbing, the big dogs of plumbing and drains. LIUNA, the proud members of the Indiana Laborers District Council and affiliate local unions who build Indiana. We are LIUNA. Raising Cane's, game days are better with Cane's. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love. By Shearer Brothers Realty, local real estate experts serving the neighborhoods around North Central and throughout Washington Township. And by Taylor's Pub and Grill, come for the game, stay for the good time. The losing streak is over. Victory for North Central. Final score for the final time, 35-13. North Central knocks off Brebeuf. You've been watching high school football on the ISC Sports Network, where local lives here.